points here. We have tea and coffee, fast food, snacks. But we have more down here along John Nugent Way, which is the pathway that leads down to Orion Shopping Centre. There are all sorts of stores. So during the afternoon and early evening, we'll be introducing you to some of those store holders. It'd be great to see you down here as part of your the USQ Springfield Open Day.
Thank you, John. It looks like there is all sorts of exciting activities happening down on the Oval, including some live music, which is going to be great to check out. And did I see a few carnival rides? What am I doing trapped in the studio? There's carnival rides out there. This is ridiculous. It's a labour of love, but I do it anyway. We're going to cross now to Louis down at the atrium. Louis, what's going on down there?
Person to talk to. In fact, when I was on a plane watching a movie and the person next to me said, "This movie's really bad," I said, "This movie needs 10 cc's of Brad Pitt stat." And then I knew
so you're a comedian more than a doctor?
Well, I dabble.
Right. Well, what do you do here? What do you teach at USQ?
I teach film production and documentary production, principally, amongst other things.
Great.
So it's about all stages of film production, all through working with actors and locations and 3-act structures and short films and documentaries and how to produce a documentary film.
Yeah, I'm also in one of Daryl's classes. He's very good.
He's an excellent student, number top rating student, double one.
Thank you very much. Yeah. How long have you been with USQ?
I have been here 17 long years, but fortunately, during that time, I keep working in the industry. So I've made, I think since I've been here, I've done 7 documentaries for broadcast and won 8 awards, national, international awards for those films. So I keep my toe in the water.
Very learned man.
Yeah, I could probably do more if I wasn't working here.
None of that. Okay, we're gonna have to cut away from there. Okay. Next, I think we'll be speaking a little bit about business and commerce. So stay tuned for that. Daryl,
I know nothing of.
Yes, of course. Well, thank you for joining me, Daryl.
Thank you very much, Louis. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. Good.
Cheers, mate. Good open day, everyone.
And welcome back. We're here live in the studio now with Dr. Karen Coatney. Welcome, Dr. Karen. It's lovely to see you again.
Thank you, Kate. It's great to see you again,
It's been many years since the last time we crossed paths.
It has,
I believe I was in your Introduction to Journalism course in 2012.
Journalism star.
It was, yeah, that was me,
That was
absolutely. You can see I definitely went on to pursue that career.
Great
it
to
was great.
see.
So you're an absolute superstar when it comes to journalism. Look at this list I've got. You were an international news editor, a US news editor, Sydney News Bureau manager, staff writer, broadcast reporter and photographer for the international Pulitzer Prize winning media organisations. Also, you've been a sub-editor and photographer for the West Australian Newspaper Group and you won a WA Media Award for community leadership. That's impressive, Karen.
Thank you, Kate.
How many years have you been at it?
Oh, many years. Well, just many years.
Many, we'll leave it at many. No speculating, people. Many is plenty of information. So your other roles include Government Communications Coordinator and Communications Officer. What does that mean?
Yes, so that's also in public relations, which is another area that journalism students can enter for careers. In terms of some of my students, for example, have been media advisors and advisors to top Australian leaders.
Very
so that's
impressive.
another area of communicating with the public as well.
That's fantastic. So it's not just about getting, qualified to write newspaper articles anymore, is it?
That's right, yes. There still is a huge demand for newspapers and particularly local newspapers as well. That 16 million Australians are reading newspapers now as we speak.
It's not going out of style fast enough for me, honestly. No, I'm just kidding. Print media is very important.
It's not just the print as well, it's also online news and people's news through their smartphones too.
Definitely. So more about yourself. What do you do here at USQ? What's your position here at USQ?
Yes, I'm a lecturer in journalism.
Fantastic.
So I am lecturing in...
I knew that.
That's good. Yes.
You were my lecturer at one point, so
great
I'd be
student.
worried if I'd forgotten.
Great journalist, and so that's what we're still doing. That it's still really interactive workshops and practical hands-on workshops in all different areas of journalism, from print, of course, to broadcast and radio news as well as looking online and social media as well, growing areas.
That's awesome. So, so we talked a little bit about the PR side of it, and obviously the print media side of it. But where else would you say people could go with this degree that they wouldn't necessarily think? Like, is there some surprising avenue that you could go down with journalism that you may not consider? Or
yes, it is a really great question. That there are certainly a lot of new opportunities with news organisations getting involved in ventures with also video documentaries, for example. So journalists and also having those documentary making skills are really important, and being able to tell stories in engaging new ways to reach new audiences.
So it might not just be about factual, like news reporting. You could use journalism to help with your creative writing abilities.
Exactly, yes. Well, particularly in the classes, we're really working on developing writing flair and having that creative skill too.
Well, that's very cool. It's almost like a novelist course, but with a non-fiction twist to it, I suppose.
That's a great way of putting it. Yes,
so how can you go into studying journalism here at USQ? What sort of degrees do cater to those classes? Like which degrees include journalism classes?
Right, yes, that we really encourage the extended major in journalism for people who really want to have quite a full range of skills. So that's through the degree that people can take up in the Bachelor of Communication and Media. There are also other ways that people might like to do journalism as part of other programs. So it is a really versatile degree that they can pick that up, for example, through other media or film in the Bachelor of Creative Arts, or perhaps they might have an interest and a flair for literature and history.
But they're studying education or aviation.
Yes, so the Bachelor of Arts or many other ways.
Or a pilot who just wants to also learn how to write for Maxim magazine.
That's right, yes.
Don't limit yourselves, kids.
Exactly, yes.
That's fantastic. So what other stuff do you do outside of your role as a USQ journalist lecturer at the moment? So what are you currently working on?
So I've written a book, my latest book, in journalism and investigative journalism, that I'm really interested in exploring those war games and secrets as well, in terms of those types
political
of war
intrigue.
secrets. So still developing that in terms of my own writing in journalism too. So I'm still publishing.
So you have a published novel at the moment?
Yes, that's my latest
book
as well.
What's it called? Let's plug it. What's it called? Everyone go buy this book.
Well, it's really based on John Curtin, who was a really great Australian leader, as well as being a journalist and Prime Minister during World War II. So really looking at revealing his secrets and the way he often talked about confidential secrets, war secrets, and top level.
And what's the name of the book?
So it's on John Curtin, that it's really about how the media, how he won over the media. So Curtin, how he won over the media.
Curtin, How He Won Over the Media by Dr. Karen Courtney. How do you say it properly? I want to say it properly.
That's fine, Courtney.
Courtney with an A. Courtney. I'm not the best at pronouncing names. So that's really exciting stuff. I feel like I want to come back and do my journalism course all over again, just from speaking to you today, Dr. Karen. It's inspiring stuff. What about the people that have yet to sign up? What would you tell potential, maybe Year 12 graduates who are looking at coming to university next year as putting USQ as a preference? Why would you say journalism students go here?
That it really is very much valued in the industry. We have strong relations and connections with the industry, so journalists and people in the media really do value our classes for having those practical hands-on skills, so people are already prepared for exactly knowing what to do as soon as they are in those graduate positions in newsrooms. So it is a very practical and interactive
So we are very connected here at USQ. We're all tied in with all the major media networks. You can graduate and trot straight on into your new career. Isn't that right, Karen?
That's right, Kate.
That's basically how it works in the real world, isn't it, kids? Yes. All right, that was fantastic. Thank you for your time, Dr. Karen. She's going to be in the atrium. She's going to be around. You can chat her up at any time about journalism courses, please, ladies and gentlemen. Only. She's gorgeous, but let's keep it professional. And now we're going to throw to a live student music, a student music clip pre-recorded. It's going to be fantastic. Let's see what some of our USQ students have to offer.
Well, sometimes I go out by myself and I look across the water. mansion up for sale. Did you get a good lawyer? I hope you didn't catch a tail. Hope you'll find the right man who'll fix it for you. Are you shopping anywhere? Change the color of your hair. Are you busy? I hope you didn't have to pay the fine that you were dodging all the time. Are you still busy? Oh, since I've gone home, well, my body's been a mess, and I miss your ginger hair and the way you like the dress. Won't you come on over? Stop making a fool out of me. Why don't you come on over, Valerie? Oh, Valerie. Oh, Valerie. Oh, Valerie. Let's take it to the top. Well, sometimes I go out by myself and I look across the water, and I think of all the things that I watch you doing, and in my head I paint a picture. Oh, since I've gone home, well, my body's been a mess, and I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. Won't you come on over? Stop making a fool out of me. Why don't you come on over, Valerie? Oh, Valerie. Oh, Valerie. Oh, Valerie. Oh, Valerie. Valerie. Oh, Valerie. Valerie. Why don't you come on over, Valerie?
That was Barefoot Brass with Valerie, filmed by our media students. So the musicians don't belong to us, but all the footage and the editing belongs to us. It was done by our kids. So that's fantastic stuff. I love to see the talent coming out of the media department here at USQ. Always a bloody blast. Now we're going to cross to Nick Mollenhauer. He's out in the field speaking to one of our event stall holders, I believe. I'm not quite sure which one, but Nick, we know Nick will always come through with a good surprise, won't he? Yeah, he's probably pulled someone really interesting, if I had to guess. So can we cross to Nick in the field?
Hey guys, I'm here with Bronwyn at the Springfield markets right now. Hi Bronwyn, how are you today?
Good, thank you.
That's good. So tell me about your store. I'm seeing a lot of honey here. Look at how gorgeous all this is. So of course, how did you start getting into beekeeping?
My father had a big swarm come to his property, and as a result of that, my husband was asked to come and if he wanted the bees, and he did, and he got beekeeping equipment, and we've just started from there.
That's crazy. So how long ago was that? You said
about 33 years ago.
33 years ago. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yep.
So we were talking about before. So you have multiple bee farms around the area. So whereabouts
Yes.
are you guys situated with all those farms?
So we have our bees on a number of farms in the Redland Bay area, and a number in between Brisbane and the Gold Coast on the Scenic Rim, and out at Aralong, and Boonah, Beaudesert Ways, and then out towards the Darling Downs and several other locations too. Yep. Mostly the southeast Queensland.
Nice, that's really cool. And
Yep.
look at all this, guys. We've got so much honey here. So of course you've got a kilo, 250, 500, and you've got some at least this is beeswax over here. If I can.
Honeycomb.
Honeycomb as well.
Yep.
Look at that. So how much are you selling for each one?
The 250 grams start at $4, and then we have 500 grams, and they're at $7, or they start at $7, and then our 1 kilo start at $12.
That's awesome. And of course, you can find this lovely little store. What's your store called? I'm sorry, so
Pete's Honey.
Pete's Honey. So that's your husband,
Yes,
of course.
that's
like
right, Peter.
husband.
Yep.
Ah, what a legend. Of course, you can find them here at the Springfield markets. They're just a little bit down the way near the car park. So if you can see the car park behind me over there. And yeah, thank you for coming on the show today.
Okay, thank you.
Back to you in the studio, Cage.
Thank you, Nick. Talking to some local beekeepers. That's very exciting stuff. I love me some beeswax. You ever been adopted by a swarm of bees? Yeah, me neither. I'll get over it one day. All right, we've got some pretty exciting stuff happening out in the field at the moment. At about 3:30 p.m, musician Gene Clark will be putting on some live music for the half hour and through till 4 p.m. There's a civil engineering tour coming up on campus at 4 p.m, how to get into USQ, student workshops, coping with change, and teaching exceptional children from 5 p.m. These are all some really interesting talks being done by some very fascinating industry professionals. Right now, we're going to go to a break and we'll be back with some more live coverage of the USQ Springfield Campus Open Day.
Down here, anything's possible. A first degree, a second career, a way to advance. As the #1 uni for graduate employment in Queensland, the University of Southern Queensland has helped over 100,000 students become more from more places, on their own terms, in their own time, with 24/7 access and over 100 online degrees. Become more from more places with USQ.
Welcome back, and my name is Cage, and I'm here as your host for the Springfield Campus University Open Day. I'm here with Rachel Watson, who has probably the best job title I've ever heard. She's called the Student Enrichment Officer. Rachel, can you tell me more about student enrichment?
Yeah, so it is a very interesting title, I agree. So we work out of Phoenix Central here. So basically we cover any student enrichment or engagement activities. So you're looking at clubs, you're looking at sports, you're looking at leadership programs, and you're looking at events as well.
And awards.
Yes, and awards. So
Most important.
Yes.
Do you get to design the statues?
No.
Oh, well then what's the point?
I'm sorry,
Where's the enrichment, Rachel?
I know. I've been asking for that for a long time
So
now,
Phoenix Central,
Yes.
that's the organisation. That's part of the university?
Yes. So we're under the uni. Yeah.
And you guys cater specifically to student experiences?
Yeah, so extracurricular activities. So anything outside your study. For example, like the leadership programs that we do, we offer leadership workshops and things like that.
Ultimate Frisbee? I mean, wait, what?
Well, that's under our sports, so we do offer sports.
You want ultimate free? Oh,
yes.
Ultimate free. Oh.
We sure do. So it's actually
BRB, I'm enrolling. Hang on a second.
It's part of our nationals. So we send a team to nationals every year.
Wow.
And Ultimate Frisbee is under nationals. So
There's
if you do want to put a
national
team,
league.
Sorry, it's national. So
Ultimate Frisbee.
you versus other universities. So whether or not be QUT, it could be anyone based in New South Wales, it could be La Trobe, you could verse on other universities.
I said it as a joke, and I have had my eyes opened to the wide
It is
world
a possibility
of competitive frisbee.
Yes, it is a possibility. Yes.
Moving on from the frisbee to some more serious subjects. You mentioned extracurriculars. What other kind of extracurriculars are on offer for the students here?
So clubs, for example. So we are based at Springfield, obviously, at the moment. So we do have a Springfield-based volleyball club. We also have Pacific Islander Association that run under here. You can make your own clubs as well. So if you like playing chess, you can make a chess club.
There isn't a chess club, but there is an Ultimate Frisbee Nationals team. 2018. What are you doing?
So it is an option. So they can either be a part of a club or make a club themselves.
Someone needs to make the chess club because it's a little offensive that you don't have a chess club.
Yeah, I think a chess club would be really, really good because I've got the stuff there. I'm just waiting for people to come and run it.
You've got the chess
I've
board.
got the chess pieces. I've got 20 of them, but I need
them.
some people to come and do it.
They're getting dusty and cobwebs in the corner. No one wants to play with the chess. So let me have a look at this info packet here. You aim to create a vibrant university culture built on the core values of respect, integrity, and excellence.
Yes.
By participating in a wide range of activities on offer.
Yes.
Establishing networks. seems to be a very important one here.
Yeah,
What kind
definitely.
of networking is on offer? Like, what would you recommend to students networking-wise when it comes to Phoenix Central?
Yeah, so I definitely reckon joining any of the clubs that we have here on campus, but also joining our leadership opportunities. So that is, as mentioned, leadership workshops, leadership conferences, but we also run student representative committees. So you can be a part of the committee on campus. So that's at all 3 campuses and online.
And I bet that looks pretty good on a CV.
It looks really, really good, really good. So you get opportunities to be the voice for the students, which is massive, huge.
Yeah, absolutely.
Massive learning opportunities there as well. So not just being part of the committee, but being able to communicate with others in the university and also local community and things like that as well.
What are some of the big events that you guys have pulled off in recent history, like in the last couple of weeks or in the last month or 2? Is there anything of note that you'd like to brag about?
We do a couple of major events throughout the year. So obviously your market days, your Phoenix carnivals as well that we provide. We do Stress Less Week. We're doing Oktoberfest, which is coming up, which is always a massive, massive event, and everyone loves it. It's on campus here.
How many different kinds of sausages, though?
Well, we only kind of did the one
Is
serving.
it the bratwurst?
Yeah. Well, we might go the bratwurst, but depends. Not too sure. Haven't
come if there's bratwurst.
But we have, your pretzels and things like pretzel eating competitions, ginger beer holding, Stein holding.
Ooh, so you guys get a bit creative with your events.
Yeah, we try to.
How long have you been a part of the Phoenix Central group?
Yeah, so 2015 I started.
So about 3 or 4 years?
Yeah, 3 or 4 years. So,
yeah, that's fantastic. And
fair
what
amount.
is your position? You're the enrichment officer. Are there other enrichment officers, or is that like the boss?
Yeah, no, there definitely is. So we have Phoenix Central at all 3 campuses. So we have 1 at Ipswich. We have 2 here at Springfield, so 2 staff members, and in Toowoomba we have 6 as well that run the online program as well.
So it's just you and 1 other officer on campus here?
At here, yes.
Are you currently looking for officers?
Maybe, possibly.
Did you hear that, audience?
Would you be
on
interested?
offer. I don't know if you've... Me?
Yes.
I never thought about it. I've
is a
seen your
very good-
office. It does look like a playground. I feel like I'd fit in. There's all sorts of toys available. All right, I'll sign up. Do I need to be a student in order to be a student enrichment officer?
No, so I'm actually not a student. I have done my studies. There you go.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to go sign up. I don't know what the rest of you guys are doing with the rest of your afternoon, but I'm out of here. I'm going to go get me a sausage from the... Is there a sausage sizzle? I'm assuming there's a sausage sizzle.
Not
I
not
feel
today.
like-
I think there's store holders that have food. Yeah.
I did see that one of the stalls down there is making some gourmet, freshly popped popcorn out of one of those big popcorn
I have seen him.
vats. It smells incredible. I want to get down there and check it out, but unfortunately I'm stuck here. Not unfortunately, because I get to speak to wonderful people like yourself,
Well, thank
Rachel.
you.
Now, would you like to give any advice to any of the students out there who might need a little bit of a push in order to enrich their lives?
I think just get involved. So if you're looking to be a part of the university, get involved with the extracurricular activities because you need to make yourself stand out from others. So when you apply for jobs, it's good to put on your resume, but it's also good personal development as well as professional development skills and things like that.
So,
get involved.
It's not just a good thing to put on your CV.
No.
It actually does enrich
Yeah,
your life.
yeah, exactly. And
Much
making
like the title
connections
would
and relationships and things like that. So
Which is like the most important part of studying a degree. The degree is the least important part.
Well-
The networking is the most important part.
We'll see.
I mean, that's if you're studying an arts degree. Like, I don't know about any of you people with your real degrees. Anyway, thank you so much for your time, Rachel. It's fantastic
Thank
to
you.
chat
Thank
to
you
you.
very much
I've
for having
learned
me.
so very much about your position, as well
thank
as the
you.
fact that I need to apply for it. And we're going to cut to some sports coverage that was packaged by our media students. Once again, we own these people and their work. So here's our media students' labour of love. It's sports packages. Let's see how they look.
Okay, and it was a big win for the Ipswich Jets.
and then they also started to make decisions and tell the referee, and that wasn't at a time when the referees were calling on them to make a decision. So there was instant rejection from the players, from the coaches, probably from the rugby league public. The bunker system was not seen as a standout feature.
What's the key for the second half, mate? Defence. Yeah, defence and just little errors. We've just got a couple of little errors out.
Down at Brothers Leagues Club with the coaching staff behind the Brothers A-grade side, getting ready for this weekend's grand final match against Goodman.
One of their most experienced players in Trevor Exton. Mate, you've played some big games. How's this one shaping up for you?
Obviously, pretty good.
This is taken by Wes Conlon. And he's just
skips away from
out,
the ankle tap and he's in.
And he's in.
Beautiful.
Look at the ladder results at the moment with the Intrust Super Cup, and as we were mentioning, this weekend will be a big one for the Ipswich Jets.
2 years to go. That's not a lot of time for athletes, so.
Andrew Antonelli still in the lead, and he joins us now live. Andrew Antonelli, good evening.
Hello.
Andrew Antonelli and Mrs. Antonelli and family and supporters, I can see you all there. Has Spencer Housel called the Ipswich election yet? No, not yet.
Pretty impressive stuff. Some of our past students, graduates, have put together some of their professional footage. I think a lot of those football packages, the NRL stuff particularly, is from graduates. And then some of our current students as well put in some of their footage. So that's just a little bit of a showcase of what we do here in the media faculty. And I'm going to be crossing now to John in the field. He's going to be speaking with one of the event stall holders. So let's see what's going on down on the field. Hello, John, can you hear me?
Welcome back, and we have one of our stall holders, an official person here from USQ and from USQ Stuents. Liz,
Hello, how are you?
I'm well, but more importantly, how are you?
I am very well, thank you. Glad to be here today.
No, that's a pleasure. Now, what are you doing here?
So today we're just providing prospective students on a little bit of information about the extracurricular activities that Phoenix Central has to offer within USQ. So when someone comes to orientation, that's sort of the first point of call, and that's when they see us at Phoenix Central. So what I like to sort of say to them, and the best way to kind of explain what we do, is we're the fun of university. We're the ones that get to do all of the constant societies and all the fun events. We do leadership and sports as well. So I think, the fun word there is really what I like to sort of describe it as.
And you know what we like about Phoenix Central? They have their own rooster, okay? And it's sort of like a cheer rooster. The rooster didn't start until you started talking.
I know. Maybe he likes the sound of my voice.
Okay, I can see down here you've got a rowing machine. So what's that all about?
We do. So we're here with the Works Gym as well. We're doing a competition which is who can row the longest distance within a minute. So we've got a men's competition and a women's competition, and then you can go in the draw to win a free gym membership for a month, which is very cool. So it just also shows what sort of sports that we have here at USQ. So we've got a touch football team, we've got a volleyball team, we've got a netball club, and that's just here at the Ipswich and Springfield campuses, and of course in our Toowoomba campus there's so many there as well. So yeah, there's lots on offer here today.
And I noticed there was somebody on the rowing machine when we caught the camera over here, but they disappeared as soon as we turned it on. But we'll try and get somebody on the camera a little bit later.
Yeah, it's great fun.
Also, clubs. Tell me about the clubs.
Yes, perfect. So the clubs that we have at the Springfield campuses, we've got the Jiu-Jitsu Club, we've got the Aviation Club, there used to be the Enactus Club, but I don't think that they're still part of it. Over at the Ipswich campus, we've got the academic clubs, such as the Nursing Club, and there. So our clubs at Phoenix Central obviously are academic based, or they're fun based. So if you have a special interest in something and you don't see a club that's here at USQ, you can actually create your own club as well, which is really cool. So so lots of clubs, and it's a great way to network and meet students. It's a great way to sort of, get to know other people, and we really sort of suggest to students when they're starting with us at USQ to join a club of their interest, because that's the best way to meet new people and make some friends.
Well, thanks very much for that, Liz.
My pleasure.
And also thanks very much to our Rooster.
Yes, thanks, Rooster.
Back to you guys.
Thank you, John, and thank you, Clucky McCluck, the rooster who would not shut up. It appears there is a petting zoo on campus. I really wish somebody had told me about the petting zoo before I agreed to be here in the studio. I feel like there are a lot of pigs down there that need cuddles, and I have a lot of cuddles to give. So now, to hide my tears from the audience, we're going to cut to a video of Tim Callum. Tim McCallum. Can't forget the little Mick in there. That's important. He was a semi-finalist on The Voice. He came in and performed for our media studio class so they could film it. And this is his song, We Believe, and this is their footage. So this is our footage.
Guardo fuori già mattina, questo è un giorno che ricorderai, alzati in fretta e vai, che ci credi in te e non ti arrenderai. Once in every life there comes a time we walk out all alone and into the light. The moment will pass, but then we remember it again when we close our eyes like stars across the sky. E per vincere tu dovrai vincere. We were born to shine, all of us here because we believe. Guardo fuori già la voltima, accarezze con i sogni tuoi, le tue speranze poi, che ci credi in te, non ti arrenderai, like stars across the sky. E per vincere tu dovrai vincere. We were born to shine, all of us here because we believe. Non arrenditi, il buono è con te. Like stars across the sky, we were born to shine. Per vincere dovrei vincere. E gloria
absolutely beautiful. The singing was pretty good too. That was some footage of Tim McCallum, the semi-finalist from The Voice, who came into our studio class to let our media students film, practice their editing and whatnot, and put together the footage. That was their clip. And now we're going to cross to Lewis Cam. And he's in Atrium B at the moment. Louis, what's going on down in Atrium B? Got a stall holder?
Hey there, I'm with the head of school for mechanical and electrical engineering. Please introduce yourself.
Yep, I'm Tony Affok. As you just said, Louis, I'm the head of school, mechanical and electrical engineering. And that school has got offers in Toowoomba as on-campus offer, in Springfield as on-campus offer, and we also have, of course, online offers.
So please tell us about the subject. What sort of things would a student in electrical and mechanical engineering, learn?
We have a range of qualifications. We have 2-year qualifications, 3-year qualifications, 4-year qualification, and master's level qualifications. People can specialize in electrical engineering and the kind of things that people will do in electrical. We call it electrical and electronic engineering. The kind of profession or jobs that you can get into would be electricity supply systems, like electrical power stations, distribution, electrical utilization, where you're using electricity, for example, in transport, rail, in the future, electric vehicles. You have your avionics on aircraft. You have power supplies on ships. And that's the heavy side of the industry. But you also have the control side, where you're doing, for example, processing, food processing, process control in factories, in manufacturing, and in commerce. We also have people working in automation. So you might be making autonomous vehicles, mobile robots, driverless vehicles in mining, and these are just examples. That indeed would be multidisciplinary applications where you're looking at electrical expertise as well as mechanical expertise. Now, mechanical engineering is, of course, evolving. In the past, we had a lot of machinery that were not automated, that required a lot of human intervention. More and more, mechanical engineering is becoming automated. That is, we are looking at automated manufacturing. We are looking at things like large 3D printers that would print big components for large systems.
Are those all part of facilities that USQ would provide to students learning here?
Yes, we have facilities overall. Of course, we just started in Springfield, but if you look at facilities there, we have, in mechanical engineering, we have the hypersonics lab, which is the most sophisticated lab in hypersonics in the Southern Hemisphere. We have hydraulics lab. We have workshops where you have lathes and CNC machines, and again, 3D printers. On the electrical engineering side, we have energy systems lab, like motors and generators. We have computer systems labs, and we have electronic manufacturing labs. We have plans to build similar labs on our Springfield campus.
That's really interesting. So what kind of field of employment would a graduate be getting into when they get a degree in mechanical and electrical engineering?
These days, there will be mining, would be one area, transport, the regional councils, city councils, in water supply, again in manufacturing, food processing, avionics, as I said before, power generation, renewable energy, and things like that.
So what experience do you have in the industry?
I have been working at the university for quite a long time, in fact for 30 years. Before that, I worked in manufacturing industry. I worked in a factory that produced electronic products. And then during the time that I've been working at the university, I've been consulting. I've been a consulting engineer, and I've done that for the power industry. I've got some expertise in the area of protection, that is protecting your electrical engineering assets. You have to protect them against lightning, for example. If they get hit by lightning, you don't want them to explode. So you have a protection system that would do that. And I've done a little bit in motors for a Swiss company and things like that.
I'm sure you've done a lot, but unfortunately we're going to have to cut it off there. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me. Back to you, Cage.
Thank you, Louis. That was Louis talking to Professor Tony, our electrical engineering professor. And we're going to go to a quick ad break, and when we come back, we'll be speaking to Professor Stephen Wynn. So stick around for that one, guys.
Down here, anything's possible. A first degree, a second career, a way to advance. As the #1 uni for graduate employment in Queensland, the University of Southern Queensland has helped over 100,000 students become more from more places, on their own terms, in their own time, with 24/7 access and over 100 online degrees. Become more from more places at USQ.
It's USQ Springfield Campus Open Day, and I'm joined in the studio by Professor Stephen Wynn. Professor!
Afternoon.
He is Head of School, Teacher Education and Early Childhood
Brilliant.
At the University of Southern Queensland, and that took a lot of practice.
I know.
Thank you.
Well, I think we did how many? 17
about
takes?
17, yeah, about 17 takes.
17 takes.
But I got it right in the end, and that's all that matters.
Oh, of course.
So you are head of the aforementioned faculties.
That's it.
Providing your bachelor's, master's and whatnot degrees at the University of Southern Queensland Springfield campus only?
No.
Where else do you teach?
Well, we're at Toowoomba as well.
You specifically or just your faculty?
Because the school is spread throughout, so we're at Toowoomba, Springfield and online.
So you do a lot of driving?
Yeah, not as much as I used to, but I do a lot. But, you know, we've also got something like 1,549 at the last count, students who are located in 455 postcodes outside of Ipswich and Brisbane area.
So the online study option has become much more popular in the last couple of years,
the last decade, I'd say.
For sure, yeah. All right, that's really good news, actually, for a lot of rural areas. You were previously Deputy Head of School?
Yes.
As Deputy Head of School.
Of Rural Medicine.
Oh,
yeah.
the School of Rural. Okay,
Yes.
for the Joint Medical Program and School of Rural Medicine. What does that mean?
Well, it's a School of Rural Medicine, which actually
that clears that completely up. Thank you so much.
prepares doctors who wish to actually work in a rural environment.
So you teach teachers to teach.
Yes.
And you teach doctors to doc.
That's it.
That's really exciting stuff. This guy, you're a multi-talented man, aren't you?
Thank you very much.
Professor Stephen.
I'm glad you recognise that.
PhD from Flinders University, South Australia. What was South Australia like, education faculty-wise?
Well, that wasn't. That was actually in the School of Medicine I did that.
Oh,
so,
okay. So it's the wrong, that was the health science, not the education, in the area of deafness and hearing impairment.
Yes.
What about here on this campus? What are you currently teaching in your head School of Teacher Education and Early Childhood faculty?
Well, if you ask me what I teach, I teach very little actually because I actually run the school.
That's where you want to head with your careers, people. That's what you want to be following in this guy's footsteps.
Well, you really
the very top.
Well, on that point though,
delegate.
You've got to have really talented people who work with you and for you, and we've got that at the School of Teacher Education and Early Childhood. We've got some of the best teachers you could find in any jurisdiction in Australia.
That's fantastic. And that's here at Springfield USQ.
At Springfield, and we also got a great bunch of very talented educators as well at Toowoomba.
And as you said, all available online.
Yes,
for
they
anybody
are.
who doesn't live in Springfield or Toowoomba, which I'm sure is a couple of people.
Oh, well, I
One or
think
two people out there that don't live in either of those areas.
How's your numeracy?
Not great.
Okay.
As you can tell. I did an arts degree, so
Right.
that should answer that question.
So was that drawing?
No, it was applied media, radio, television, and
right.
film. Thank you, Ashley. Appreciate that.
Oh, that's good. Well, if it was
so-
Dr. Jones,
It was Dr. Jones.
he is brilliant at what he does.
He really is. Unfortunately, I'm unemployed, so he's not. No, you can't blame Ashley for my life mistakes.
No.
I'm not actually unemployed. I'm just.
Yeah.
I'm promoting the course. I would love to come back and study education and go into teaching. I could be
Right.
the next Ashley Jones. I
Yeah.
truly believe that I could.
Yeah.
I think that I have that potential. What would you say to other people, potentially Year 12 students leaving high school, looking to go into university? What would you tell them about USQ over other unis?
Okay, so firstly, if you wanted to come to USQ to be a teacher, it's a great opportunity now to actually want to study to become a teacher. Lots of reasons. We have a teacher shortage, would you believe, in Queensland?
Ooh.
Yeah. And that teacher shortage is already now. Next year is going to get worse. And by 2022, we should be at its peak of where we're really short of teachers.
We're already sort of jamming too many kids per teacher in classrooms at the moment, aren't we?
Well, not really, but it's just we're growing as a population, and there's great opportunities, particularly in primary and also in secondary, to actually work as a teacher. And there's be greater growth area in early childhood as well. So a great opportunity to study to be a teacher.
I did notice that the USQ Bachelor of Education, it's got an early childhood section, which I've noticed a lot of the other universities, they do primary and secondary, but they don't have that early childhood option.
That's right.
What does that course entail, really?
Okay, so we have 3 bachelor's programs. There's not one. It appears as though it's actually listed as one, but there are 3 separate programs that are all nationally accredited. So that means you study here at USQ, are successful in your program, you can be registered provisionally on graduation with the Queensland College of Teachers, and that's your passport to be able to teach anywhere because it's a nationally accredited program. So that's in the Bachelor of Education Early Childhood. So that's from early years all the way through to upper primary in this jurisdiction. Then we've got a Bachelor of Education Primary, which are all the primary years that we have.
So you're better off doing early childhood if it covers both of them.
Well, only trouble is in primary you can get to do a greater intensity in some of the curriculum areas, whereas early childhood gets you into kindy as
General
a registered.
stuff,
Because a number of people want to work with the real little kids, but they don't want to work with the not so little kids who are still in primary school.
I find that a little bit weird. I would have thought it was the other way around.
No.
Because at least when they're in primary school, they can communicate ideas and not just scream things and throw stuff at each other. I don't know, maybe I was a devil child.
Well, look, I'm not going there, but what I could say
It's probably best not to speculate on that.
No, I'm not making any speculations.
No, Mum, don't ring in.
No.
Please don't ring in, Mum. We don't need this.
Hang on,
fine.
my phone's going.
Oh, God,
Is
no.
this your mother?
Oh, no, block. Please block it. I've told her not to call you.
Oh, no,
I've
she's
told-
texted and she said...
No, we don't need to be.
Okay, all right.
let's
I won't disclose what
get
she's
back
just
into the serious business here.
Okay,
Professor
sorry.
Wynne,
Yes, I
let's
am.
get back into business, shall we? We're here
Very
at the Open
serious.
Day.
Yes.
What do you want to tell to any of the students out there who haven't decided, but you want to sort of sway them to studying education? What would be your incentive package?
Well, we've got some of the best lecturers that you'll find in any institution. We have links to more than 1,000 schools across Queensland. You've got great opportunity to actually undertake your professional experience in rural and remote settings, which is a fantastic opportunity. Plus, you get access to beyond the range grants, so you can actually fund you to actually go there. We have links with lots of schools with partners in literacy and numeracy. We can spend 1 hour a week or more working with young kids in schools, practice your skills and what you've actually learnt in lectures and tutorials to be able to do that. We also provide a number of other opportunities across the range of doing things, including virtual connections to some great places. In fact, yesterday we're doing live links for maths enrichment classes to Quilpie. Now, I don't know if you're...
Where is that?
Well, exactly. See, you're an arts person, but not geography.
No.
But Quilpie is about 800 kilometres west of where we currently are.
Okay.
So it's pretty remote, but we were able to do live video and audio links into the classes.
Wow.
And one of my staff actually was working with the kids out there, the primary age kids, and all the kids built a robotic working dog. And that's the capacity
You're
what
a
we have.
long-distance teacher.
Yeah. So the sort of medium we got now, but imagine this as interactive TV, where anyone who's actually watching us could then engage with us. So we're actually doing that, and it's fantastic.
Isn't that like hashtags?
No. We've gone well beyond the hashtags.
Thank God.
Yes.
We're waiting for those things to die out.
So it's great. It's a great opportunity. So when we think about what other universities are doing, a lot of them are about on campus.
Mm-hmm.
But we understand that, in fact, people like yourself and other people, they come from different age profiles. You've got requirements about having to work, balance your work, family, life, and that gives that opportunity for you to actually do it. And I think that's our understanding of our students that enables us to really deliver that very well.
It also sounds like USQ is very well connected as far as participant schools and highly sought after graduates as well. So that's another added bonus. You could pretty much, just like with the journalism degree, finish your degree, go straight into work. It's basically how it works, isn't it? That's my experience with university for sure. All right, thank you so very much, Professor Stephen Wynn. It was an absolute pleasure to meet you today.
And likewise.
You're a character and a card, and I hope to get to speak to you again soon sometime.
Well,
Thanks for coming in.
It's my pleasure.
You're going to enjoy the rest of the open day. Go see
Always.
the chicken.
Look, I want to see that rooster.
Yeah, go see
because
the rooster for
I
sure.
think that's really interesting what
And
we've
tell
seen.
him I said.
Okay.
Yeah? Cool,
We'll
thanks.
see if we can do that.
Appreciate it.
All righty.
Thank you, Professor Stephen. Now we're going to cross to the sizzle reel. Sizzle, as in the noise a sausage makes when it gets very hot. This sizzle reel is a show reel showcasing some of the fantastic, talented work of our TV and radio students. Let's check it out. Welcome back, and that was a beautiful sizzle reel. I felt the sizzle, did you? We've got some great stuff happening around the campus from 4 p.m. The last tour of the civil engineering faculty leaves at 4:30 p.m. from the campus tour tent. So don't miss that one. If you're interested in the civil engineering degree, you definitely want to check out that tour. There's a How to Get Into USQ speech that's going to be happening at 4:30 p.m. That one's in, I think, in the auditorium. They're going to be introducing you to the process that you'll need to go through in order to apply and to have your application accepted. We've also got some student workshop coming up, Coping with Change, for the students feeling nervous about transitioning from high school into university, you can head along to that session, which will be held at B204 at 5 p.m. That one's a must attend for any nervous high school Nellies that are a little bit anxious about transitioning. We've also got the Future Talk, which commences at 5 p.m. at B434 for the Business and Commerce faculty. Pyramids Paris and PEG's Future Talk, that's the Engineering and Built Environment faculty, from 5 p.m. in the auditorium. And finally, a Teaching Exceptional Children speech happening at 5 p.m. at B202. And now we're going to cross to Nick in the marketplace. Nick, what's going on down there? Is that chicken calmed down yet?
Hey guys, I'm here at Springfield Markets, of course, with Lee and Steph. Hi guys, how are you guys today?
Yeah, good. Yourself?
Good. I was walking along here. I was like, oh wow, look at these awesome skateboards here. And I had to go talk to these guys right here. So, how long have you guys been selling skateboards for?
3 years we've been running, so...
3 years,
yeah.
Wow. So how did you guys start the business?
We were both originally working as school teachers, and in one staff meeting I was quite bored at the back, just drawing some skateboard designs, thinking how can I get myself out of this job and doing something I love. And then, yeah, sort of all started from there. Started with one board and it ended up being thousands of boards. So, yeah.
Awesome. And of course I see if I go over you like that. Look at these guys. Oh, sunglasses. And of course, they're not the normal sunglasses. They're very unique. So guys, what are these sunglasses made of?
They're either a timber frame or some of them are made from recycled skateboard timber.
Right, so how do you make sunglasses out of skateboards?
Well, they're all handmade. We send over all our specifications and we outsource all our manufacturing. But yeah, they take the skateboards apart that's been used and yeah, they put them all together.
Awesome. Of course, you've got some of your own merch. Is it your merch?
Yep. Yeah. T-shirts, singlets, hoodies, long sleeves.
Nice.
Yeah.
And also, this also caught my eye as well. Look at these little things down here. So I was like to them, what are they? And of course, what are they?
They're just stickers, or are you talking about the tea tools?
The stickers.
Oh, the stickers are, so we run a very natural looking wood, and other people like to dress them up with stickers, have some variety to it.
Stickers over boards, etc.
Nice.
Personalise them.
Customise them to your heart's content.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Of course, you guys must love skateboarding. Of course, you're selling a whole store evolved around that. So how long have you guys been skateboarding for?
Since young.
Since I was probably 5, I think I got my first skateboard. So yeah, a long time.
And so you guys, like, is that also part of your career as well? You guys are doing free time, or do you do it professionally?
Definitely not professionally.
Well, yeah, we met.
Too many injuries.
Well, yeah. Yeah, we met and we both loved it, and then we turned that into our job. So
yeah, that's just awesome. Thank you guys for joining me today, and of course, Lee and Steph here at Springfield Markets. Thank you for joining me, guys.
Come check it out.
And you know, after you finish with the open day, right behind me, right here, come on down to Springfield Markets. There's like so much stuff here. And bye, guys. I'm gonna run away now. Oh, it's stunning. Absolutely stunning. Come on down, guys, and I'm going to throw it back to you, Cage. So what's happening in the studio right now? Bye.
Bye. Hi, Nick. Hi. Bye. That's Nick down at the marketplace. He's checking out the longboard stall, Gold Coast longboards. Check them out. They're pretty fantastic. We've got a film now, short film, student film. I apologise. No, I'm kidding. It's really good. You'll enjoy it. It's called The Writer, and we're about to check it out. This is the film students' work, The Writer. Let's have a look. writer, silent film project by the film students here at USQ. And now we're going to cross over to a music video. This is Matt Breen with his song Not Guilty, filmed by the USQ media students.
So I'm picking up the pieces and I'm trying to get them fixed. But when I think I'm done, it seems there's a few I've missed. Before the jury give the verdict, will you just hear me out when I say I'm sure I never really had a doubt? So let the courtroom be adjourned and your objections overturned, 'cause the fire you've been burning is just burnt out. So I hear what I'm saying and I read my words clear, and I get all I wanted, so I have no fear. Yeah, and I lie and I'm crying, I'm begging you, please. Do I have to get down on my knees? You're all that means to me, so can you see that I'm not guilty? Yeah, 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 yeah. I can only admit that I did you wrong, but you're all I'm wanting all along. So let your fire turn to ashes, and those ashes they turn to dust. Or do you have to leave, baby? Well, if you must. So let the courtroom be adjourned and your objections overturned, 'cause the fire you've been burning is just burnt out. So I hear what I'm saying and I read my words clear. You know you're all I'm wanting, so I've no fear. Yeah, I'm not lying, I'm crying, I'm begging you, please. Do I have to get down on my knees? You're all that means to me, so can you see that I'm not guilty? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ooh. So I hear what I'm saying and I read my words clear. You know you're all I'm wanting, so I'm no fear. Yeah, and I'm lying, I'm crying, I'm begging you, please. Do I have to get down on my knees? You're all that means to me, so can you see that I'm not guilty?
That was Matt Breen with Not Guilty, a live performance filmed by our former USQ media students, graduates now, I believe. And we're going to check out what's happening around this next hour. We've got some short films and documentaries that I'd like to remind you to check out at the Media Centre Building A at 6 p.m. Definitely want to see that one. We've got some fantastic student. Who doesn't love a bit of student film? All right, just when you for when you're feeling like understanding things is getting old and you just want to be really confused for a few minutes. So we've got some civil engineering tour, as we mentioned before. That one's kicking off at 4:30. That's your last chance to grab a campus tour for the civil engineering group. And then we've got check out future talks happening at the B434 building at 5 p.m. We've also got a couple of future talks on, have you thought of becoming an engineering doctor? Which I don't even know what that means, or I should probably attend the talk. Or the future of IT, future talk information technology at 6 p.m. That one's in the auditorium also. Also, don't forget to check out the future talks Live Forever Teach, which is the education future talk at 6:30 p.m. So we've got some exciting stuff coming up. We would encourage you to we would encourage you to speak to any of the faculty members that you see. If they're wearing a sticker and it happens to catch your eye, you should definitely chat them up because they'll be waiting for you. We're going to go to a break now, and when we're back, we will have a look into some more interviews, what's going on, and check out John Laird down in the grassy oval. What else would you call that? The field? Out in the field after the break. The grassy...
Down here, anything's possible. A first degree, a second career, a way to advance. As the #1 uni for graduate employment in Queensland, the University of Southern Queensland has helped over 100,000 students become more from more places, on their own terms, in their own time, with 24/7 access to over 100 online degrees. Become more from more places with USQ.
And we're back. Welcome back to the studio. This is USQ Springfield Campus Open Day, and that was an ad. Now we're going to go to John Laird. He's out in the field. John, what's going on out there with the stalls?
Area and registration area. So and to tell us all about it, we have Kayla. Thank you. So Kayla, tell us all about registration.
So pretty much everyone that's coming in from the car park, I just welcome everyone, ask about their first day out of study, and we just register their iPads here. So generally some people pre-register so that they need to so we can just scan that easy if they're smart. Otherwise, if they haven't, it's really easy. Just put their email address in, it'll take them to the store. So super simple.
So people come up to you and they say, what's a typical thing that somebody would ask you when they register?
Generally, where to go?
Where do you go?
Yeah, so we've got our campus map program that we give everyone.
Okay, so they get a campus map and it's in this little bag of merch. It's a merchandise bag. Okay, so we've got that. And they're also in there. It's a pen. Okay, so there's the pen. It's called a change colour. Yeah, it does. So it goes from yellow to greenish. And then, no, it doesn't go blue.
It'll go yellow. It's usually.
So that's our bag of merch. So what's the main building that everything's happening? Okay. So is there education going go there? What other subjects have you got up there?
Education, sciences, pretty much everything except aviation.
Okay, and we've got the media centres up there for people to have a look at that. And the studio, the TV studio, which people are seeing us in live now.
Oh, okay.
So wave to everybody. Okay.
Hi.
Okay, we'll be back with some more from the Oval a little bit later on for you.
Thank you, John, in the field today with many of our stall holders of USQ. Did you see they're giving away some pretty great stuff in those bags? I think he had like a mood pen, like a pen that's colour changed depending on your hand temperature. Like, that's pretty cool. I mean, I don't know about you guys and your standards for free giveaway stuff, but mine are pretty low. I mean, if it's better than a calendar, I'm stoked. So I'm going to grab me a couple of those bags on the way out, and I recommend that you do too. Now we're going to check out the USQ Media Centre Sports package. This is some packaged footage from our students, and past and present. And let's see some of the amazing work that these people can do.
Okay, and it was a big win for the Ipswich Jets.
And then they also started to make decisions and tell the referee. And that wasn't at a time when the referees were calling on them to make a decision. So there was instant rejection from the players, from the coaches, probably from the rugby league public. The bunker system system was not seen as a standout feature.
What's the key for the second half, mate?
Defence. Defence and just little errors. We've just got a couple of little errors out.
Down at Brothers League Club with the coaching staff behind the Brothers A-grade side, getting ready for this weekend's grand final match against Goodman.
One of their most experienced players in Trevor Exton. Mate, played some big games. How's this one shaping up for you?
Obviously, pretty good. You know.
This is taken by Wes Conlon. And he's just
skips away from
out.
the ankle tap and he's in.
And he's in.
Beautiful.
Look at the ladder results at the moment with the Intro Super Cup, and as we were mentioning, this weekend will be a big one for the Ipswich Jets.
2 years to go. That's not a lot of time for athletes, so.
Andrew Antonelli still in the lead, and he joins us now live. Andrew Antonelli, good evening. Hello. Andrew Antonelli and Mrs. Antonelli and family and supporters, I can see you all there. Has Spencer House called the Ipswich election yet? No, not yet.
That is an impressive package right there. That's the USQ Media Centre sports coverage from the students here at USQ, past and present. And now we're going to throw to Louis in Building B Atrium. Now, look out if you're out in the Building B Atrium, because Louis out there. He's got a camera and a microphone. He's not afraid to stop you on the spot and have a chat to you. So run and hide if you're an introvert. Louis, what's going on out there in the atrium?
Hello there, I am Louis, back with Susan Wilson-Gahan, who is the Program Coordinator for Health and Physical Education and a Bachelor of Education here at the University of Southern Queensland. Susan, how are you?
I'm very well, thanks, Louis. And you?
I'm well, thank you. Could you tell us a little bit about the program education that USQ provides?
Okay, so USQ has a Bachelor of Education in 3 learning areas: early childhood, primary education and secondary education. The Bachelor of Education is a 4-year program. Also, of course, we offer Masters of Learning and Teaching, or the MALT, and postgraduate study in a variety of areas to do with education.
Interesting, okay. What sort of facilities does USQ possess?
Well, USQ obviously has state-of-the-art facilities with these lovely new buildings and, of course, the incredible new library facility. We have wonderful teaching spaces where the students can work in groups with a computer screen, which is interactive in class. So every desk has a computer screen, and you can, as a teacher, work with those and have students doing group work with that, which is excellent. It has all of the facilities that you would expect from any university, really. I mean, there's obviously the bookshop, and there's food outlets and the auditorium, sporting facilities, engineering, and the aviation space as well. Excellent.
Incredible. Okay, so what sort of occupation would a student of education move into?
So most students of education will work in teaching. But teaching does prepare you for other things like management, because obviously teachers do have excellent management skills. And people in my area of specialisation, for example, can work in coaching and with sporting organisations, and students who are doing all manner of physical activities like outdoor education centres, etc.
Incredible, okay. Thank you so much. Do you have, can we talk a little bit about your personal experience in the industry and field?
Yes. So I've been an educator for more than 40 years. I trained as a health and physical education teacher. I did extra university study to do health education, which was actually brand new in the early 1970s when I did university. I have worked in schools for more than 30 years. In a variety of schools, secondary, primary, special education facilities, and I have loved, honestly, every minute of it, but I particularly love teaching my own specialisation areas of health and physical education, and I love working with young people.
Thank you so much for talking to me, Susan. It's been great. It's been a pleasure to meet you. Back to you, Cage.
That was quick. So that was That was Louis out in the atrium. He's speaking with stall holders. If you're out in the atrium, run and hide because you don't want to be interviewed by Louis. Moving on now to the USQ film students' production of The Garden. Let's have a look at another student film.
Dear John, my flower bed is looking rather sad these days. My old man hands can no longer dig up the hard ground. If only you were here to help me. I could have a lovely garden like I used to.
Morning, Mr. Roberts.
Morning, Charlie. How are you today?
Yeah, good, mate. Yourself?
I'm good, thanks.
Just the usual today, and this.
You got me some good stuff for change.
Yeah, mate. Have a good day.
Thanks, Charlie. See you tomorrow, mate.
Yeah, mate.
Please, do not dig up the garden, whatever you do. That's where I buried the bodies.
Good evening, sir. I'm Detective Ryan. This is Detective Shane. We need to search the premises for evidence in the kidnapping and possible murder of Stephanie Watson and Jessica Austin.
Then what are you going to find out here?
We have evidence to believe that their bodies may be buried on the premises.
Sir, I think you'd like to let us in now. We have a warrant to search.
The forensic guys found nothing.
Well, Looks like you're in the clear for now.
Yeah, I'll come in the daytime next time instead of getting me up in the middle of the night.
Lights out.
Dear Grandad, please go ahead and plant your flowers. Sorry about all the inconvenience, but it's the best I can do under the circumstances. Love, John.
If time stood still, would you savor this moment with me? Would you stay in my arms forever? And would we be? If time stood still, would you still find a reason to leave? Pack your life into a suitcase and drift like the breeze. But time never stayed still for anyone. Why would that change for me? But in this moment, forever we will be. If time stood still, could we start this all over again? Pick up all the broken pieces and maybe we'd mend. If time stood still, would we learn to forgive and forget? To let go of all our regrets if time stood still. If time never stayed still for anyone, why would that change me? For in this moment, forever time never stayed still for anyone. Why would that change for me? For in this moment, forever we will be.
And that was Steve Dorrington with Time Stood Still, filmed by our very own USQ Media students. And coming up now, we're going to throw back to Nick out in the field. He's at the marketplace. So let's see what's going on there. I believe he's talking to a woman who makes some beautiful smelling soaps. Nick, how does it smell?
Hey guys, Nick here at Springfield Markets, and I'm joined by Kalia right now. Hi Kalia.
Hi, how you going, Nick?
Pretty good, how are you?
Yeah, good, thanks.
Good. So, of course, this is your business right here, Yasmin House.
Yasmin House, yep.
I'm looking around and it's beautiful, guys. Look at all of these candles right here. Now let's talk about these candles.
Okay, let's talk about them.
How on earth do you make a candle?
Okay, so it is up to the individual person what wax they choose. You have many choices of premium waxes, from palm wax right through to soy wax. I choose soy wax because I'm a bit of an environmental friendly person. And so it's all done by temperature control and glassware. You can't use any type of glassware. You have to use candle safe glassware, which is really important so it doesn't shatter. So from there, basically you get the right temperature for the wax to be able to pour, and then you add either your fragrance oil of choice or your essential oils. And obviously you have to be careful with your essential oils because some are very flammable.
Oh, yeah.
So no good. Candles, flames and flammable, not good.
Oh, good.
And then at the right temperature you pour it.
Awesome. And off question, of course, do you have a favourite scent?
No.
You love them all equally?
I do. I choose to purchase fragrances of the ones that I do like, because and most people do like them anyway. But I do a lot of custom orders. So I do have people that come in and say, could you make me this particular colour glassware with this particular fragrance? And that's not a problem. I just create that for them. And because that's a priority in any business, is to make sure that the customer's always happy.
Exactly, and of course I'm seeing down here, guys, look at this, soap. Oh, if you know me, I love my soap. So with soap, that's a completely different process of how you make it. I believe
definitely.
It's more hard to make soap.
Yes, it is. It is, because every batch can be temperamental.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a combination of different base oils, and that's like olive oil. Some people use sunflower oil, castor oils, coconut oils, and they add shea butter to it. And also then you have your lye. So it's sort of like getting the pH level is crucial, is you have to have the right pH level to actually suit the skin. Otherwise you get a tingling, burning sensation with the skin.
Ooh.
And then once again, you have that choice of using fragrance oils or using essential oils or synthetic colorants or natural plants for the colour.
Awesome. Of course, when I was looking around the store, I walked over here, and now look at this, guys. This is called whipped soap. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful in there? Now, what's the difference between whipped soap and like normal soap?
Okay, there is no difference.
No difference. It just looks cool.
Whipped soap is just a softer texture soap. You obviously whip it, and it comes in bases so that you actually create it. So whereas it's the same, similar process in aspects, but it's a softer. So you use 1 teaspoon, put it in a washer, lather the whole body, it bubbles up, but it's just great for travel. It's good to put it into your gym bag, good if you're going overnight somewhere, you don't have a soggy cake of soap in your bag.
Yeah, it's kind of gross. I've had that happen
disgusting.
before. I mean, like, you put it in a little plastic bag, but it's not the same.
No.
Cute packaging, of course. Well, look at that, guys. Stunning.
You need smell-o-vision for those ones.
Oh, I wish you guys, I'm sorry, Cage, you can't smell it right now, but like, you're pretty jealous, aren't you, Cage? Nah, kidding. I love the Cage. And of course, we go over here. Of course, you don't make these yourself, you outsource them, I believe. These cute little things, but we can't entirely see them right now.
We can bring them up here.
Oh, we've got an example, guys. These, of course, we're talking about these little sparkling thingamabobs
there
here.
we go. That's what they look like overnight.
And they just glow like that. How beautiful.
So they have LED light in them, and they run on AA batteries.
Oh, amazing. Oh, it's so cute. It's so cute, guys. Well, thank you so much
Oh,
for
it's my
joining me
pleasure,
today.
Nick.
I'm going to head off now. I'm going to do a little run around. So check out the store. Come buy some stuff.
That's
okay,
it.
bye.
See you later.
Okie dokie, guys. Oh, wow, what a lovely lady she was. I love her. She's so awesome. Well, I'm going to keep walking around. I'm going to find some more people to talk to. Come by Springfield Markets when you finish with your USQ Open Day. Like, once you go, like, oh, I found the course I want because this is such an awesome university. Come down to Springfield Markets and buy some soap, buy some skateboards, buy some honey. It'll be awesome. Back to you in the studio, Cage.
I think he was joking when he said I'd be jealous about not being able to smell that tent, but struck a nerve. I'm very jealous. I want to smell that tent. Coming up next, we've got the Phoenix Media Sizzle Reel, and when we return, we'll be speaking to Ashley Jones, one of my, not to be biased, favourite lecturers here at USQ. Nay, maybe even my favourite lecturer anywhere. So that's coming up very soon. This is the Phoenix Media Sizzle Reel. Let's check it out.
I'm Tia Thompson. I work for Australian Fandom Conventions with Queer Expo and Queer Touring and Events. I help to manage shows, and I'm also a graphic designer, and I'm a female drag queen named Solar Flare. I define drag as an art form, as an expression of gender and creativity. I think that the label of drag is still pretty strict in people seeing it as just men dressing up as women. I don't think it's as simple as that anymore. I think that drag is breaking down barriers everywhere, and as it's coming into mainstream, like mainstream television and things like that, it's helping to break down some of the gender barriers that we have in society. I think that our society still completely operates on the binary of two genders, and we're still, like, most things that we deal with every day are because of that. Women are still treated differently to men and vice versa. And I think that we still hold those barriers so closely, and it's still so strict. Because I sort of always felt like, growing up in a small town, that because I was a girl, I was never held to the same standards as my boy peers, my male peers. Going through university, I even felt similar. But it is hard. It is hard when you, especially when you're trying to break into a male-oriented industry or something. It is very difficult to separate yourself from gender restrictions when other people won't. So for me, drag is a way of not having to think about that. Because when I'm with the other drag queens and kings and performers, I don't think about what gender I am. I don't have to think about what gender I am. I've never been treated differently by my fellow queens and kings because I am biologically female. And I think that's why I love it so much, because it was the first time in my life that I felt like it didn't matter, or that I couldn't do something because I was female. I think that when someone's coming into the drag community for the first time, they need to have some sort of background knowledge. I think it helps, but don't expect to know everything. Personally, I believe the best way to come into the drag community is as a patron, as someone who comes and watches shows and gets involved and speaks to the queens and things like that, and kings. And to have an open mind. I think you definitely need to have an open mind when you first start coming out to drag shows, because it is unlike anything you've seen before. And it's not what you're going to expect it to be. I think that it is important to ask questions. It's important to be honest and have an open mind. And I don't think anyone needs to tread carefully, because generally there's not a lot of barriers on what queens speak about, because having that character does enable you to speak a little bit more freely. You can get away with a lot more, and that can be both a good and a bad thing, depending on how you use it. To do my full look to become solar, I have to allow myself 3 to 4 hours. That's where I'm comfortable. On days that I have nothing else on, which is never, but when they do come up, I'll give myself, I might start painting 6 hours early, because I can have a break in between, I can reset the way I'm feeling and have a drink and, all these kinds of things. But yeah, drag, I think, is just an artistic expression of gender and creativity, and it can be whatever you want it to be. It's all about being something that you are passionate about and expressing yourself in ways that you couldn't express in your day-to-day life.
That was a beautiful piece by some of our third-year students for Emerge, and before that we were with, I think it was Nick, out in the, he was out in the stalls checking out some perfume, and then we had our sizzle reel. Who came up with that name, Ashley? Was it you? Did you decide to call it a sizzle reel?
It's their name. It's happening.
Who decided?
It's lit.
Can I speak to the committee in charge of naming it?
You could.
Because I've got some harsh language to use.
I'll put you in touch.
Strongly worded letter is going to be written. Sizzle reel.
You email me that about sizzle reel.
Ashley Jones, welcome.
Yes,
welcome,
thank
Ashley
you.
Jones. He's
Fabulous
he's the head of the television and radio broadcast senior lecturer, they call him, but there's nothing senior about him. He's young at heart. He's an absolute doll. Welcome,
kid.
Ashley.
Hello, my
Thank you for coming in, you young lad. Getting your permission slip signed.
That's it.
Letting you come out.
I was out of school early, so it's
that's good. That's good. Better catch up on that homework, though.
I will. I'll
Don't
get
you
it
go
all
back
done.
Monday without doing all your maths sums.
That's right.
You'll
I'll
be
be
in
right.
trouble.
I'll get the
All right.
abacus out. Can I have
Tell
a
us,
drink of this?
please.
Is this free?
Nobody has drank.
Is this free? Can
I need you to drink the water. I don't know that anybody
hasn't touched it.
You know what?
It doesn't look like it's been touched by human lips. So cheers.
You like me now, water. Ashley.
Yes.
My darling.
Yes, my love.
I haven't seen you in
It has been.
dog's years.
Absolutely.
Donkey's ears.
That's right.
Did you know that? That expression, donkey's years?
No, I know about
That it
dogs.
came from donkey's ears.
Okay, no, I
Because
didn't
they
know
have
that.
long ears.
Yes, and
so the expression
length of
long
time.
as donkey's years
Mhm.
is just people being dumb and not being...
Well, it could have come from a weird old English expression.
No, I looked it up. I wanted to know why people kept thinking that donkey years were longer than other years. They're not.
That's why.
But no, it's donkey's ears.
And the length
We
of those.
just
Well, there
learned
you are.
something here.
And
USQ
can I tell
Springfield.
you that because you did that as a great demonstration of what you learnt here at USQ.
I definitely learnt it here.
In your deep desire for new knowledge.
That's it,
That's
because
what it
I
was.
was studying to become a trivia host.
And critical thinking.
And yes, that too.
That's right.
No idea what this guy's on about. All right, he was the first assistant director on Titanic. I just learned that today. Tell us a little bit about that, Ashley. What happened? What happened?
Well, the film just sunk.
It did not. It did not. The boat sunk. The film did incredibly well.
It did.
Don't try and pull that one over on me,
That's
Ashley.
right.
I know my cinema
Well,
history.
I can't do this
studied
much longer.
here.
That's all I'm saying.
Oh, that's fair. So
But-
you're the lecturer here at USQ. What do you teach?
My heart will go on. I teach, what is it? I teach television and radio.
He doesn't even know.
Television and radio.
Who's this guy?
That's right.
Get him off the street or something? Who's sourced this?
Well, I was
guest?
just walking in. I was just working about this is a new course
Pulling
for
off
me
the-
to do.
We needed to fill in time.
That's right.
So we found this hobo,
Yeah, that's
chucked a
right.
polo on him.
So apparently I'm the senior lecturer for TV and radio. That's
Fantastic.
what rumour would have it.
All right, senior lecturer. So you teach radio and broadcast television and film as well, or
No,
just
no, just
TV and
TV, radio.
Okay, so it's Daryl's in charge of
That's
it.
right, he
We don't
does
wanna-
the film.
We don't want to be crossing
That's
over
right. No.
somebody else's
There's a
garden.
merge and a blend there.
Yeah,
but,
definitely.
yeah.
But what is specific about USQ film and television and radio that's different from other universities?
Well, I think we punch above our weight when it comes to television because we have a fantastic facility. We have amazing talent that's here in the studio, fantastic students. But in terms, and we look at real world projects, so that students are working on things that will give them employment prospects, which is very important. So it is the hardline stuff around news and magazine productions.
Because we saw
outside-
earlier in the sizzle reels
Yes.
that there was a lot of sports coverage stuff.
There
Is that
is.
where most of the alumni went after?
Yes, there are some that have gone into
I know
that
there were a
space.
couple from my year that ended up in Channel 9
Yes.
or 7 Sport or
That's
9
right.
News Sport or whatever. What about not news? Where did some alumni go
Yep,
that
sure.
wasn't into...
Yep, so there are some that have gone into their own production company, so they're doing corporate kind of work, that kind of territory.
You mean
or
like
working.
AV, lighting and sound?
No,
what
no,
kind
no.
of pleb would do that kind of work?
No,
Definitely not me.
These are
Not
the guys.
for corporate gigs.
Oh, stop it! These are the guys who have set up their own production company. That pen will never come back.
No.
Where they've set up their own production company, so they're doing a lot of corporate video work. There
corporate
are-
video,
Yep.
not corporate events.
Yes, that's right. And then there are others who have gone off into working for companies like one I know works for RACQ in their digital media area.
Oh, sure,
so,
sure.
So that kind of thing as well. Yeah.
Right. And what kind of process do the students go through in order to apply? Is there like do you need to have a certain standard of work? Is there any sort of prerequisites?
No, it's all through on the OP score and then whatever that will morph into as things change in the education sector. But it's off the standard ranking that comes from high school. Yeah.
Right. And what about kids that or adults that are not fresh out of high school,
Yep.
not
So
OP?
you certainly could come in either if there's some other form of degree that they could bring in to help them get into here, or you could do tertiary preparation program.
That's
which
that
is
6 week.
yes, it's very short, only a couple of months.
Sort of
3
program.
months
Yep,
program,
yep.
which is great.
Now I hear that a lot of your kids. I say kids. I got to stop saying it. They're adults.
They are.
They're young
but they're
adults.
my kids.
They're your kids.
They are my
You do love them like they're
I
your own
do.
children.
I
Now,
do.
your kids, they all went, a bunch of them went to work on the Com Games, is that correct?
They did.
Tell us about that.
40 of them.
40!
40. Absolutely.
Lordy, Janet just turned 40.
That's it. And paid with real cash.
Wow.
So that was very exciting, yeah.
Must be nice.
It was.
Must be nice.
You should try that sometime.
That sounds like it. You know what? Why haven't I thought of that?
I don't know. We'll talk after the
It's
show.
innovation. He's a genius. This guy's he's all over it.
All over it.
Fantastic.
Absolutely.
What other major projects have you sent kids off to fight in the front lines on?
So we
Gaffing with the best of them.
Oh, that's it. We do partner with 9 News.
Oh, yes.
And so you know,
Old Kieran Sullivan
yes, he
was our
here.
partner from 9 News, wasn't
yes,
he?
Yes,
He did a bit of lecturing on television.
he did. And
a great guy.
He has moved on.
Oh.
And Brucey boy is
R.I.P.
Mr. Bruce Wooth.
Bruce
Wooth. W-U-T-H.
Bruce Wooth.
That's it.
Bruce Wooth.
I behave. And so he is a current director at 7 News.
Oh, wow, cool. And you guys work, sort of partner up with them a
he
bit?
comes here and we do some partnering with them as well.
That's
we show
fantastic.
no bias.
Absolutely.
There will be no bias here, Caitlin.
So you're a 7, 9, 10. It's
We
pretty,
are.
we don't have a favourite.
Whoever will love us,
ABC,
we love them right
SBS,
back.
Briz 31.
Even them.
I
they're
remember
right
you
back.
won a, I think it was a Logie, was it?
Yes.
I believe you won a Logie
no-
for our
nomination,
television
that's
show
right.
that we put on as a bunch of
That's
third
it,
years.
you
Our
did.
what was it, business?
Yes, Good Business.
Good Business.
Nominated
He
for
was
a Logie.
nominated for a Logie.
That's right.
That's what you can look forward to if you study film and TV here
That's
at
it.
USQ. Oh, radio and TV, I
But
should
can
say.
I tell you, Caton, as
Oh,
I
you
will,
can?
that we are the only university in Queensland that offers broadcast radio training. So just remember that, number
That's
one.
why I came here.
That's it.
100%. Did not do
And-
any research, just went, they have a radio station, I'm going there.
That's it, exactly. So you can do journalism and obviously get the skills for that through radio, or
Mhm.
otherwise it's just learning what it is to be a presenter, producer, writer, commercial production, all the aspects of radio.
Yeah, it's a really great course. Honestly, I've done it myself,
you
so I
did.
can recommend it. I can say it's a really good course. You get access to all sorts of really cool technology. The faculty here and the facilities are incredible. You should check it out. If there's anybody out there who's thinking about a career in media, like this guy right here, he's very enthusiastic behind the camera. He seems really excited. Thumbs up. Look at him, all smiles. You should definitely consider coming down studying here at USQ.
we'll bring him in, I think. We'll
Yeah,
let him,
come on,
let him
jump
do it.
on. What are you doing, mate? How you going? No, he can't. He doesn't have a microphone. What's the go? Just wave to the camera. Just show your enthusiasm to the camera.
Look, see, there's
this is
enthusiasm.
our enthusiasm. This is our mascot. There's another couple of mascots behind the camera. Hi, mascots. Hi. Hi, mascots.
Ambassadors.
Ambassadors, we'll call them,
Absolutely,
because mascot
ambassadors.
is demeaning. We're going to cross to John now. He's out in the field. Thank you very much,
You
Mr.
are
Ashley Jones.
very
Dr.
welcome, my love.
Ashley Jones.
That's it, my love.
PhD. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming in. It was
You're very
beautiful to
welcome.
chat to you. It's always beautiful to chat
It's
to you,
been
Ash.
an experience, my love.
All right, John.
Johnny,
please save me,
me.
mate.
Save you.
I'm drowning here.
Save me.
Come on, John.
Johnny, come in, Johnny. Oh, look at that.
Here we are, we're back down at the Oval for our USQ Springfield Open Day, and there's a lot of people around too. And this time around, we're going to talk about education. Okay, education. That's what we're all about here at USQ. And no doubt, we have two of the most prolific educators around here to tell us some more about it. Associate Professor Angela Fitzgerald, how are you going?
I'm really well, John. Thanks.
And Dr. Carol Hessler, how do you do? Now, what are you doing here today? What is this all about?
Yeah, so basically we've set up this bunch of tables you can see behind us, John, and we're really trying to promote STEM education. And so I guess two things. One is we want people to see what it's like to be a primary school teacher, the kinds of activities we would do. And the other thing is we want people with their kids to come and have a bit of fun and engage with STEM in a fun way.
Carol, did you start your career as a teacher?
No, I didn't.
You didn't?
I started as a scientist.
As a scientist?
Yes, chemist.
Okay, so you stepped up or back? I'm not sure where.
Well, I've stepped sideways up and back. I've worked in a science faculty, I've worked in a school, I've worked in government, and
Yes.
I'm back to business now.
Okay, to take the teaching part, what does a new student have to think about?
When they're passionate about learning, that's basically it. And interested in a particular area of teaching, primary teaching or secondary teaching. They've got to want to learn and they want to enjoy what they're doing. And I think, John, it's more than just being in a classroom delivering content. Like, I think, look at us, we're here at Open Day. This is what teachers do. They're out and about, they're getting involved in the musical or the sports on the weekend. So I think it's kind of like a lifestyle being a teacher.
Okay.
You make a decision to really embrace everything about it.
Let's talk a little bit about you, Angela. How long have you been at USQ Studios?
It's about 7 months.
7 months. So
Yes.
you're a newbie.
I am. Look at me, shiny and new. Here at USQ.
Okay, so you've got some merchandise here. Well, tell us about that.
So we're promoting the great work that's been done across Queensland with the STEM Education Network, and this is really highlighting careers in STEM. Lots of pencils.
There's lots of pencils.
Lots of coloured pencils, as you would as a primary school, and skipping ropes.
Oh, that's me. So I'll see if I can do a skip.
Oh, here we go.
No, I won't because I'm not prepared for it. But no, I won't do that. But it's fun. It's fun. And so come down here and have a chat to Carol. Angela, of course, will be able to talk to you about education. STEM is something else we need to look at as well. Get students into the system.
We haven't introduced our friend Fred over here either. I think he's getting into the spirit of what it is to be a primary school teacher as well.
He's a bit worn out.
He's a bit tired. Just taking it easy.
Well, thanks for joining us.
Oh, thanks. Thanks for making the time.
So, come down and have a look at this tent. It's down here at the Oval, here at the Springfield Open Day. Join us as soon as you can. We'll get till 7 o'clock tonight.
Thank you, John, out in the field for the USQ Springfield Campus Open Day. And coming up in the next hour, we have Pyramids, Paris and PEG's Future Talk, which is the engineering and built environment. It's at 5 p.m. in the auditorium. We've got a QTAC. They're here holding a session in B435 at 5:30 p.m. That was a bit of a mouthful. B435 at 5:30. To help you through the maze of applying for university. Those websites can be difficult to navigate, and whoever knows what kind of paperwork you need to fill out, but they know. They'll tell you. They'll sort you out. Also, we've got 2 more Future Talks in the next hour. We've got Your Home, Your Build, Problems, Pitfalls and Possibilities Future Talk, which is an engineering and built environment talk. That one's at 5:30. And extra, hear all about it. Journalism has a bright future. Future Talk, which is, of course, the humanities and communication talk at the auditorium at 5:30 p.m. Also, online study demonstration. So if you're interested in learning how to study online at USQ, 6 p.m. that session will begin. Now, we are throwing to Louis, who is out in the atrium, speaking with some stall holders. Louis, who have you pinned down now?
And we're back. It's Louis again, here this time with Professor Reid Mortensen. Professor, I hear you are the head of school for law and justice. Could you tell us a little bit about the subject?
The subject of law, it's intellectually challenging, it's rigorous, it will make you to think better.
Of course, yes. That's the primary reason, aside from the money, of course, that you get into law and justice.
There is money in the profession of law, yes, that's right.
Yeah, that wasn't...
That is one of the better side benefits of it, yes.
Now, it's not a very facility-driven course, but we do have, of course, I'm sure, a collection of great lecturers and teachers.
We have some outstanding lecturers and teachers in the School of Law and Justice. We do have some facilities, moot courts, in both Toowoomba and in Springfield. But it's mainly the classroom, and we do have a set of outstanding lecturers in this school.
So, if I do get a degree in law and justice, what kind of field would I be entering into, aside from lawyer, of course? Is there other fields?
Well, there is the legal profession, so barristers or solicitors, and in practice that could be anything from criminal law to international commercial law. It's a broad range of work. You could work in government, you could work in corporations as in-house counsel, you can work in corporations simply in compliance areas. There's always a need for people who know the law in any business.
We live in a society. We live in a bureaucratic society.
Yes, but it's more the law affects everything in society and economy. So there is always a need to know the law.
Thank you, Professor. That's very insightful. It's been a pleasure speaking with you. Thank you very much. Moving on, back to you, Cage.
Thank you, Louis. That was beautiful. We're about to check out the library walkthrough. It's a brand new addition to our campus. I'm going to cross over to Jasmine now. She's going to show us the new library. Jasmine, how's it going?
Hi,
Hi, my name is Jasmine and we are here at the new and improved USQ Library. I am here with Claire Thorpe to talk more about it. Hello, how are you going?
Good, thanks, Jasmine. Welcome to our beautiful new library.
That's really good. Okay, so what is your role here as Associates Director?
Sure. So my official title is Associate Director for Quality and Planning here at the library. So I actually work with a lot of the staff behind the scenes. We manage all the library systems, so anytime you access anything online through the library, that's through some of my teams. I also work with our copyright teams and do a few other bits and pieces behind the scenes. But I love being based here at Springfield campus, and we're really happy to welcome everybody here to our beautiful new library. We've just spent $1.7 million on renovating this space, and we really want to see lots of students and staff coming and using the space. I'm going to show you all around today.
Awesome. Just before we do that, what are the opening hours for the library?
Well, the library is accessible 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Even Christmas Day, if you want to escape the family, come and hide the library. Students and staff can actually swipe into the space any time of day. Library staff aren't here 24 hours, unfortunately, but you can come and talk to the library staff here between 8 and 7 weekdays, 8 and 5 on Fridays, and 12 to 5 on Saturday afternoons. And we also have ICT to come and sit in the space as well, so if you need technical assistance, they're here during the week between 10 and 2.
Awesome. So with this new and improved library, what are the new facilities that you offer here?
Well, we've got a whole range of different type of seating in the library. You can book a group meeting room on our website. You can come and use some of our casual spaces. We've got computer labs. We've got lots of quiet study space. And of course, we have our print collections. We know that even though a lot of the stuff that you guys do is online, sometimes you do need to pick up a physical book. So we've got a real mix. One of the things I'm really excited about, though, is our kitchen. So you can come and use the kitchen. You can stay in the space as long as you want. We really want students to feel that they own the space and come and feel safe and really make the most of everything that we've got on offer.
Should we take a tour then?
We sure can. So we've just come in our main entrance and we've got our library and ICT staff who are here ready to help you.
That is really good. What about this next section that's coming up?
So we're currently in the part of the library that's open 24 hours a day, and what we've got in this space is lots of different study spaces. So on my left here you can see the booths that we've put in, and these are if you want to work in a group, you can hook your laptop up and use the big screen. We know that a lot of the group work you guys do has to be collaborative and you have to produce assignments and things, so we've got these beautiful booths. We've also got a whole range of different casual seating here, and all this furniture can be moved, so you can actually make it as comfy as you like and work the way that you want to work.
Awesome. It looks like a really good space just to chill out and yeah.
And one of the things that you'll find is that all the furniture has got power points and USB chargers built into it. So if you are running low on battery, we are the perfect place to come and recharge.
Yeah. Sounds great.
Some of the chargers are a bit hidden. I'll just show you where these ones are on these tables.
That's really good, hey?
Lots of power everywhere. So as I said, lots of different types of seating. So we've got all these beautiful windows that we've put into the library. That used to be a brick wall, and we knocked that wall down because we want to make a really beautiful space for students to be in. And you can see there's lots of people there taking advantage of the sunlight. Particularly it's a bit colder today, so they're hiding from the wind in the sun, so it's really nice. Just behind us here, sometimes we realise, oh, I'm just going to jump in front of you. More places. So over here in the corner, we realise that sometimes you need to come to the library, you need to make a bit of noise. So we have some 2 group study rooms, and then we've got another one hidden a little bit round further. The great thing about our group rooms is that you can now book these through the library website, so that you can actually make some time with the people that you need to work with. If you need to do like an online job interview or something, we're really happy for you to use our group rooms for that sort of activity as well. So anything that you need to do, book a group study room on our library website and come and use the space, shut the door, make some noise.
So we're coming up to a new section now, so tell us a bit about this one.
Right, so we're actually moving out of the 24-hour zone into just the what I call the operating hours area. So this is part of the library. It is only open when the staff are here, so that's 8 to 7 Monday to Thursdays, 8 to 5 on Fridays, and 12 to 5. It is where we keep our physical collections, and we can see some of the different types as we go through. It's also an area that's mostly got furniture in it designed for quiet study, so just working on your own or just working quietly beside other people. And this is really popular because it's really hard sometimes when you're studying, depending on where you live or how busy you are, to find quiet places. And so we're really pleased that students are really taking advantage of the fact that we've got these quiet places, and this is actually one of the most popular parts of the library we've seen in the last few weeks.
Let's have a little stroll through and be a little quiet then.
So we have got these beautiful booths that are set up just for nice, really private study, and we've also got computers in this space. And as we're walking past, you can see some of the different types of collection that we have here at the library. So we have resources that support all the different programs here at Springfield campus. So we have children's books and education resources for our teaching students who are learning to be teachers. We have all the law books, which are supporting obviously our law students, and we have a whole range of different types of material that support all our students in media, in arts, in business and in health. Obviously, this is just a small part of our collection. Most of our collections are electronic because we want students to be able to study wherever they are. And a lot of our students, of course, don't often come on campus as well. But we do know that sometimes it's important to hold the book in your hand because that also helps in the way that you can learn. One of the really big changes that we've also made recently at the library is that we don't charge library fines anymore. So we really want people to be able to use our collections and not have to worry about bringing things back and getting in trouble. That's not what we're about. We want you to be able to use what you need. And so we have automatic renewals set up for our loans and no more library fines.
So what are these new rooms that we're looking at here?
So we have another group study room here, and the room on the left is a little bit special. It's actually full of adaptive technology that's used by students who have disabilities. So if a student has a disability and they've registered with Student Services, they can come and access this room, and there's lots of different technologies available to help them, whether it's a visual or an auditory impairment or a physical impairment. That's a special space that they can use. It is available 24/7 because we want all our students, regardless of their abilities, to be able to get the most out of their studies here at USQ.
Cool, let's move on to another section. I see in the corner here we have some booths. Tell us a bit about this.
So again, this is just some of the different types of furniture we have here at the library. Even though it's a quiet space, I know that it's important to be able to sit with other people. We find a lot of the research about library space design does tell us that students like to work alongside others. So these are really cute, comfy little booths. Again, they've got the PowerPoint so you can charge up and you can just come and work quietly again, and they're really popular.
So what do we have over here?
Well, we do have our self-checkout unit. So we are about self-service here at the library. So you grab your book off the shelf, you bring it over here, and you can just take it home. And now we're moving into the very first kitchen we've ever put in a library. So this is, I guess it's an experiment for us, but it's really important that if you guys are here and you're studying late at night, we don't want you to have to go off and walk all the way down to McDonald's or whatever it is you need to do. So we've put in a kitchen, so you've got access to microwaves, you've got access to hot and cold water, everything you need to have 2-minute noodles at 10 o'clock at night.
And we're moving back out near the front, so tell us a bit about this section as well.
So we're back out in the 24-hour zone. Again, lots of different group spaces for you to work in, and also another of our computer labs. So this is the computer lab that you can access 24 hours a day. And, you know, we know that you need to do lots of stuff online. You might not want to bring your own laptop. And we also know that not everybody has access to that. So we're here to provide absolutely everything that you need to get your studies done.
Awesome.
And even though everything is electronic, we realise that sometimes you guys do need to do printing. So this is our print copy hub. Everything that you need, if you do actually need to print something out, photocopy, scan, the whole shebang, everything's there for you.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having us today. It was really good to learn all about the new library.
The last thing I just wanted to mention is that we're really proud at USQ Library at all 3 of our campuses to be recognised as a safe space for staff and students who identify as LGBTIQA+. All our staff are trained as allies, and we want anyone, regardless of your identity, your background, your abilities, to feel safe in USQ libraries, and so we're really proud of that, and we just hope that everybody on open day is going to come and see us here at the library, and we really hope that all our students are going to come and own this space and make the most of it, because it's really not about us here at the library, it's really about you guys, students, and supporting you to do the best that you can here at USQ.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Claire.
You're very welcome.
That was Jasmine and Claire down at the new library. Damn, this school is going through a serious glow-up. When I was here a few years ago, maybe 10 years ago, let's not talk about how many years ago it was, but it was a very small campus and the library looked nothing like that. So I'm just very excited to see how much further the school is going to go. And we're about to cross over to another song by Barefoot Brass. This one is Proud Mary. And once again, the footage and editing was shot and completed and packaged by our very own USQ Bachelor of Creative Arts students, past and present. So this is Barefoot Brass with Proud Mary. Beautiful. That was Barefoot Brass. Now, I noticed some of them were wearing shoes. Not happy about that. I feel lied to. But it was a good song and the footage was solid and the editing was good and it was a great package. I liked it. Now we're going to throw to a break. We'll take about 30 seconds and we'll be back with what's on and around at the Springfield USQ Open Day. Stay tuned. You don't really have a choice. It's television.
Down here, anything's possible. A first degree, a second career, a way to advance. As the #1 uni for graduate employment in Queensland, the University of Southern Queensland has helped over 100,000 students become more from more places, on their own terms, in their own time, with 24/7 access and over 100 online degrees. Become more from more places with USQ.
Welcome back. This is USQ Springfield Open Day. I am Cage and I'm here to tell you about what's on in and around Open Day here at the Springfield campus. We've got the illustrious Nick Mollenhauer. He's interviewing some stall holders down at the marketplace. Let's see what he's gotten into this time. Nick?
Hey guys, this is Nick here, of course, at Springfield Market Day. Of course, USQ Open Day is up the corner, up the walkway up there, and I'm down here having a blast. Now, I'm with Blade and Julie right now. There you go. Now, I'm not going to tell you guys what's here yet. What do you guys sell?
We sell the best fudge you could ever taste.
Nice.
Well, best fudge to us that you can ever taste.
Well, I've already had a little bit before, and it's at least top 2.
Oh, there
so
you go.
Top 1. Nah, kidding.
There you go.
But look, guys, come down here. So look at this. Look at all this. And this is all handmade, I believe, Julie?
Yes.
Look at that. So let's go through some of the flavours.
Okay, so we have...
So we're not...
Yep.
Sorry.
Okay. So starting off, we have coconut ice, which is our grandmother's recipe. Then we've got the good old Rocky Road. Can't beat Rocky Road. Then we have musk, which tastes exactly like a musk lifesaver. Then the next one is the Turkish Delight, which tastes exactly like a Turkish Delight bar that you get at Woolworths or Coles. There's a plug to Woolworths or Coles. Then we've got salted caramel. Absolutely beautiful. Milky white, which is actually like a Milko. Then you've got the good old coffee. If you like to wake up of a morning with a cup of coffee, you'll like to wake up of a morning with a bite of coffee fudge. Then you've got the red skin, which tastes exactly like the lolly red skin, only won't get stuck in your teeth and pull your fillings out. Then you have orange, which is like a Jaffa that when you go to the movies and you throw them at people and then duck behind the seats, that's what you can throw at them now, which is the orange Jaffa fudge. Then you have coconut rough, which tastes exactly like the golden rough. So yeah, come down and try it. And you've got the mint, which tastes exactly like a peppermint chocolate. Lovely, absolutely my favourite. Then you have the good old chocolate, just plain old lovely chocolate. Then Hubba bubblegum. Lovely, tastes exactly like the bubblegum. Come and try some. And then last but not least, the beautiful caramel. Come down and give that a mouthful, and I tell you what, you will be buying one.
That's awesome. You mentioned before this is which one was your grandma's recipe? The coconut ice.
This one.
So have you guys and your family been making fudge for a long time now?
Yes. My grandmother, she raised a few children. My mother is one of 4. Then my mother had, I'm the baby of 9. There's 9 of us, 6 brothers and 2 sisters. So yes, come from a big family, so home cooking was a big deal to us. We'd sit down, cook all day, and then sit down overnight as a family and eat.
Awesome. And it's a family-run business.
It is. My sister and myself, and then we've got our nephew working with us, and then we've just got my sister's son. He's going to start working with us too on Tuesday.
That's awesome.
Yes.
And of course, guys, come on down to Springfield Markets and try some amazing fudge. I've already tried a bit. I tried some of the bubblegum. She's not lying. It's bubblegum. Like, oh, it's stunning. Thank you for joining us
You're
today.
You're welcome. Have a lovely day. And good luck at the university.
And back to you in the studio, Cage.
Sorry. Here's some fudge I packed earlier. It smells delicious. I haven't had a taste yet, but I'll be saving that for off the camera. You guys don't need to see how I eat. It'll put you off food forever. Moving on now to Media Centre Sports coverage. Some film put together by our incredibly talented film and TV students. I know I've been plugging them a lot recently. I am slightly biased towards the media faculty. Let's check out some of their amazing work.
it was a big win for the Ipswich Jets.
And then they also started to make decisions and tell the referee, and that wasn't at a time when the referees were calling on them to make a decision. So there was instant rejection from the players, from the coaches, probably from the rugby league public. The bunker system was not seen as a standout feature.
What's the key for the second half, mate?
Defence and just little errors. We've just got a couple of little errors out.
Down at Brothers League spot with the coaching staff behind the Brothers A-grade side, getting ready for this weekend's grand final match against Goodman.
It's one of their most experienced players in Trevor Exton. Mate, played some big games. How's this one shaping up for you?
Obviously, pretty good.
This is taken by Wes Conlon, and he's just
skips away from
out,
the ankle tap, and he's in.
And he's in.
Beautiful.
Look at the ladder results at the moment with the Intrust Super Cup, and as we were mentioning, this weekend will be a big one for the Ipswich Jets.
2 years to go. That's not a lot of time for athletes. So.
Andrew Antonelli still in the lead, and he joins us now live. Andrew Antonelli, good evening.
Hello.
Andrew Antonelli and Mrs. Antonelli and family and supporters, I can see you all there. Has Spencer House called the Ipswich election yet? No, not yet.
So inspirational. The music. I can't get over it. I'm so pumped right now. Having trouble staying in my seat. Now we're going across to a package that was put together by our very own Nick Mollenhauer. He is a current USQ media student. He put this together in 2017. It was for the martial arts group in Greenbank, preparing for a big competition. Let's have a look at some of this footage.
Today, we are at Swordsman Martial Arts in Greenbank, where 6 of its members are heading to South Korea to compete in the Olympia World Martial Arts Championships.
I'm competing in the Olympia Haidong Gumdo. Well, what happened was we actually competed in state tournaments and also Olympia Oceania, and that qualified us for the world competition that we're going to.
I've gone to some in Bendigo for Taekwondo Nationals, and I've gone to Melbourne and also Sydney.
Recently, we've won the state championships, state sparring championships, nationals, and Oceania and Olympia. That gave me a shot to make the Australian team and go and compete for Australia.
Well, I've competed in the local competitions and in the state competition, and it was just an opportunity, given my age division, to go over and try and compete against other people around the same sort of age group.
At the Olympia, I'm competing in sword pattern, paper cutting, and bamboo cutting. And at the World Hamadong, I'm competing in Taekwondo Pumse, which is the pattern.
Yes, in Taekwondo, I'll be competing in a flying side kick, which I'll be breaking boards. In the Haidong Gumdo, I'll be competing in simulated sword fighting, which we use patterns to do that. So I'll be doing some Haidong Gumdo patterns.
I'll be doing paper cutting for the first comp. I will also be doing my individual Pumse, which is basically patterns, and then I'll be going to the Hamadong for Taekwondo, and I'll be doing my Pumse there, and I'll also be doing flying side kick.
I'm competing in individual fourth dan, the instructors division and masters division. So that contains of doing patterns, paper cutting and bamboo cutting.
be competing in Haidong Gumdo, in the patterns, the forms, paper cutting and bamboo cutting.
Well, I've been training in Taekwondo. I've been training for 25 years, so I've been doing a lot of those flying side kicks. But in Haidong Gumdo, approximately a year now.
For Taekwondo, my dad actually started it first, so then he inspired me and then I started doing it. And the sword, my mum told me that once I got my black belt, I can compete in another martial art, so I picked sword because it was really cool.
Well, I've been doing martial arts for 33 years. I've been doing Haidong Gumdo for 10. And I've been doing Taekwondo for roughly 6 years.
Oh, I was always interested as a young fellow growing up in Taekwondo, especially back 25 years ago. Bruce Lee was a big inspiration of mine. I looked around and I found Taekwondo. And I also love the Korean culture and the history of Taekwondo.
Oh, I loved martial arts ever since I was a kid. Even when girls didn't really do martial arts, I loved all the sword movies and the Bruce Lee movies. And, yeah, it was just for me.
So I've always liked swords and the concept of sword fighting, so when the opportunity arose, I came here and I've loved it.
Awesome stuff by Nick Mollenhauer. He's currently studying a degree here, the Bachelor of Creative Arts, I believe, and that's just some of the work that you will get to do if you were to come study here at USQ. Not to bribe you or anything. So, coming up next, we've got a live cross to John. He's out in the marketplace, out in the grassy knoll, out in the fields of green. What do you even call that? The oval? I haven't heard that word since grade 10. The oval. All right, John's down at the Oval. Let's see what he's managed to rustle up down there. He's with an event stall holder. Let's see what's happening. John.
Well, we've got a little bit more for you from down here at the Oval. For the USQ Springfield Open Day, we're going to talk geotechnical engineering, and we've got Ali to tell us all about it.
Sean, to start this interview, let me take you to around 4 years ago in a small town in Queensland where I met a family of four who had lost their father in a mining incident.
Okay.
The son could still remember the day that his father went to work and never came back. That was the day that I decided to do something to stop this from happening again.
So it was a common thing for mining accidents to occur. Well, it has been for a long time. Yeah. So your intent and purpose now is to stop that from happening again?
Yes, to increase safety, to ensure that every single worker that go to work go back healthy and in one piece to their families.
Okay, so how are we going to do that?
Well, young people, if you want to go for that road, if you want to go for that avenue, it is through mining and geotechnical engineering, civil engineering.
Okay.
In the University of Southern Queensland, we have civil engineering 3 years and 4 years degree, and also we have mining engineering as an associate degree. You can do it online or on campus in 3 different campuses. Based on that and using that one, you can work as a geotechnical engineer in the field, helping civil and mining project to be done efficiently and in the best possible, meeting the best possible safety features. Apart from that, we are doing lots of research study at the University of Southern Queensland, one of which is this virtual reality unit. Using this one, we can train engineers and workers before going to various projects in mining and civil engineering. What's going to happen when worker and engineer put this one on their face, directly go to the mine, directly go to the field, and we can simulate them various features, various hazards that they may see in future. So they are ready. If anything happens, they can react accordingly.
Okay. So this is an aid to use in that research?
Yes.
Okay, so a future student, what do they have to do to get into geotechnical engineering?
So once they come to university, they can choose civil engineering as the major, and they can choose the final project in geotechnical engineering. So they're going to study 2 different subjects. One is geology and geomechanics. That's going to learn about basic geology and initial understanding of geomechanics and geotechnical engineering. If they are doing a full degree, not associate degree, they're going to study another course which is advanced geotechnical engineering, or what we call it as geotech engineering, and they're going to become familiar with all aspects aspect of geotechnical engineering. Prospective students, they should understand that by doing this degree in civil engineering, full degree, they should be able to find job in civil engineering as a geotech engineer, field geotech or in consultancy companies as a consultant, and or they can work in mining industry as a mining geotech engineer for underground mining or open cut mining, whether in coal mining or metal mines, or I can say that they can find job in petroleum industry. So a big major, like a big various type of job they may have in the future, and I definitely recommend them to go for geotech engineering.
Well, it sounds like geotechnical engineering is a part of the future, and part of your future to get there will be to start off doing an undergraduate course for civil engineering here at USQ Springfield.
Thank you, John. And now it's time for us to cross to yet another student film. I know, it's almost like we've got too many student films to know what to do with. This one is called Choose Your Adventure. I had a few books like that back in the day. This Choose Your Adventure film by USQ Film students are from the past. It's a bit of a long one, so stick with it, and let's check it out. Let's see what they've got to offer us tonight with this Choose Your Adventure, a student film.
What the bloody hell are you doing?
student film that was Choose Your Adventure. Some very talented kids coming out of this university. Current students and past students, both included. Very, very talented people. Better than I could have done. Now, this one is a music by a USQ student. The song is I'm on Fire. Let's check out the clip.
Sometimes it's like someone took a knife, baby, edging down and cut a 6-inch valley through the middle of my soul. Well, at night I wake up with the sheets soaking wet and a freight train running through the middle of my head. You can cool my desire, 'cause I am on fire.
So touching and beautiful. That was I'm on Fire by one of our very own music students and filmed by our media students here at USQ. Beautiful. Now we're going to throw it to Louis again out in the atrium. Louis, have you managed to secure your next victim?
All right, and we're back. Louis again. This time we've cornered Spencer Howson. Spencer, how's it going?
Hey, Louis. Very well, thank you.
Great. Now, Spencer, you are the coordinator for the radio program here at USQ, is that correct?
Well, Ashley Jones, I must say, is the main guy here, but I am Team Radio. I do what I can to convince people to study radio, because radio's the best, forget the rest. That's what I've been saying today.
That's a very good motto. Now, can you tell me a little bit about the facilities we have here?
Sure. So what you see behind us over here is our state-of-the-art radio studio. We are the only university in Queensland with a 24/7 radio station.
Wow.
Yeah, and so these guys are on air at the moment on phoenixradio.com.au as well as 1197 AM.
Definitely check that out.
on your AM radio or digital radio. So these guys, we've got Courtney and Adam and Sarah, and they're all second-year students. And what I've been saying to people today here at Open Day is that the class that I teach, these guys, they don't hand in 10,000-word assignments. They hand in radio shows. I've got one here on a USB somewhere in my pocket. And that's what they do for their assessment. Like they do, you know this.
I do indeed know this. I am a radio student myself.
Right. So how cool is it handing in as assessment an interview or doing a radio show for assessment rather than being up at midnight typing a 10,000-word assignment?
Which is a feeling I'm very, very accustomed to. I do enjoy it a lot. It's one of my favourite subjects. I'm not just saying that to you because you're with me right now.
You're one of our star students.
Joel, do you want to get through here to join your radio station? Run on through there, buddy. Get on, yeah, Joel's joining them. That's great.
So Joel is one of our honours students. He does a radio show here on a Wednesday morning, but for his honours, he is looking at the changing sound of radio, how the voices on radio has changed over the years. Just dropped all my beautiful little study radio and television postcards on the floor.
It's propaganda.
But we do, and that's the kind of the serious side of it as well, is that we do a little bit of, we do research. I've got some research that I'm dying to do here. I'm not going to say too much about it now, but I think it could make headlines.
Ooh, that's teaser.
So we have fun, but there's a serious side to it as well, and I love being here. I mean, I spent like 25 years at the ABC. I'm still at the ABC 2 days a week as an advisor. There is no university that I would rather be teaching at than the University of Southern Queensland, and I'm not just saying that. I'm not scratching my nose when I say it. I'm looking at you in the eye. It's actually absolutely the truth.
So heartfelt. It's great to have you, Spencer. Thank you for taking the time to talk to me.
Thank you. The
Thank you
great
so much.
Louis
Yes.
Maxwell. Yes. To be on the show with you and Cage. What a star she is too.
Yes, indeed.
Great job
Speaking
today.
of Cage, going back to you, Cage, please take it from me. I don't want to be on camera anymore.
Hey, welcome back to the USQ Open Day Springfield campus. That was Louis out in the atrium. He's speaking to event stall holders. Those people are all still there to chat to. If you're on campus and you want to find out more about one of the faculties, you should definitely go and harass one of those people out there. They're waiting for you, so don't worry about it. We're going to check out another media sizzle reel now from the Phoenix Media faculty. Let's see what our students have to offer. And we're back. What a bunch of talented media students we have here at USQ, past and present. Some of them have moved on to bigger and better things. But for those who are still here with us, I'd like you to meet your Professor Geraldine McKenzie, the Chancellor or the Vice Chancellor for USQ. Welcome.
Thank you.
It's so lovely
Thank
to
you.
have you here. Now, you've just completed your first year as Vice Chancellor.
I have. It's been an incredible 12 months.
Are you looking forward to the next 12
university?
months?
I'm really looking forward to the next 12 months. It's been fabulous.
Yeah. Now, you are the Chief Executive Officer of the university and also the Principal Academic Officer. What does that mean exactly?
That's right. It's a lot of long words to mean
Sure is.
that I run the university.
You're the boss.
Yeah.
She's the boss, guys. And you also generally supervise the activities, welfare of staff and students, and promote our interests and further development.
Absolutely.
Pretty much sums it all up.
Responsible for everything, everybody's safety, all
lot of
academic
pressure.
programs. It is sometimes a lot of pressure.
You seem to be handling it with great grace. So hats off to you. Now, what kind of what kind of advantages does USQ offer over other local universities? What would make a student put USQ as a first preference?
Absolutely. So it's about the quality of our campuses. We have 3 beautiful campuses here at Springfield, Ipswich, which is magnificent, and Toowoomba, where we've been for 50 years, which is really amazing. So really well established in Toowoomba. We really know our place in those communities, and we, I think, are able to cater for the students who want to come to us and for the community itself, which means there's jobs for the students. We're number 1 in Queensland for employability for our students and one of the top in Australia as well. So we have really practical programs that people want to do.
That is quite an achievement. I mean, far beyond the best grades in the state or the
Absolutely.
best, you know, the most profitable university in the state. The job placement rate, that's the most important thing when considering studying, would you say?
I think when you come to university, you do it because you want a job. So if you want
Unless
a
you're
job,
doing an arts degree.
I'm
That
sure
was
we
just a
can
bit of
still find you a job
self-depreciating
somewhere.
humour. I can't help it. I can't help but make fun of myself. Now, what kind of support do we offer for students? Like, do we specifically USQ offer for students both present and graduate?
Yeah, we have great student support here. I think one of the best in any university. We really help our students achieve their full potential. And then as you're looking for a job, we've got lots of services that will help you with that. So help you write your CV or resume, help you do the job application, do mock interviews. And then after you graduate, we've got fabulous alumni network so that, you know, that might be about finding jobs or other things. So
Now, you mentioned the CV job application process, interview process, training and prep. How do students access that sort of I've forgotten the word for it.
yeah, those sort of services.
Services.
So
How did I forget services?
So often students don't know about these things. I was chatting to one of our student leaders the other day and he didn't know he could do that. And he came to me again the other day and he said, I've done that, I've accessed it, and they've really helped me a lot. So students, I think, often don't know the services are there, so we have to keep reminding them over and over, because for a student there are so many things going on and it's hard to take it all in.
It can be a little overwhelming.
It's pretty overwhelming, and especially as you get further into your course.
So
there's a
how
lot of
exactly
things
do they
happening.
access those help? Is it through the library or
just through our student services division?
Springfield Central or the Phoenix
Phoenix
Central?
Central is exactly the way
We
to.
spoke with Rachel earlier from Phoenix Central. She was a gem.
With Phoenix Central, you can access everything. So
Yeah.
it's the way to go for students.
So it's your central student resource
It's your
hub.
go-to, yeah.
That's fantastic. And what about the future of this campus in particular, the
Yeah.
Springfield? Because this is the newest of the three. This campus has
It
only
is.
been around since, 2005?
11 years.
Yeah, not very long. So 2006, 2007.
Around there. It's 206. Yeah,
Wow,
207.
okay, so nearly 12 years old. That's very young for a university.
Yeah.
So what do you see for the future of this campus specifically?
This campus is really exciting. So we're part of this wonderful community at Springfield. 37,000 people here now, going up to at least 80,000 one day, over 100,000 in a really growing community. This is our really big innovation campus. It's going to be really exciting. I think this is where we can try things out and grow with the community around us. So we're part of something really exciting here at Springfield.
What's the story with the aviation area of study? I never knew that sort of faculty was available here. You've got a flight
Absolutely.
simulator.
Absolutely. We've got a 737 flight simulator. We have programs with Qantas where students come and do aviation here, and they have almost a direct path into Qantas.
Wow, so it's
through
almost like a
us.
work experience then. It's like
It
you've got
is.
your job placement set.
Absolutely.
That's incredible. That's really cool.
The industry will take as many students as we can churn out because
Wow.
there's such a shortage of pilots. So it's really exciting what we're doing here with aviation.
Is that in conjunction with the Qantas Future Pilots program? Is that the one?
That's it, the Qantas Future Pilots program. And this afternoon, we've got 2 pilots from Qantas here on site talking to our students, talking about the program. Both of those act as mentors in real life for our
Throughout the
students.
program.
Exactly.
Wow, that is truly awesome stuff.
It
don't know anyone personally studying aviation, but I think there's probably a lot of people out there who are happy to know that it's an option here at USQ. If they ever wanted to become a pilot, this is the place they want to go. Do you know if any of the other local universities or, like the big Brisbane ones, do they have any sort of...
A big one that I won't name.
No, but competitors.
A big red one does offer aviation.
Okay, but they're big.
But
And we're little, we're niche.
We give you a fabulous experience here at USQ to do aviation, and we have all those programs and the direct, pathways. So it's a fabulous place to come for aviation.
It does look very impressive from the outside. I haven't been inside the 747 just yet. I'll be saving that one for a bit
It's
later.
only a 7.3, but it's
Sorry,
pretty good.
my mistake. 737. I'm a little
pretty
rusty
good.
on my aviation terms, but I'll get back up to scratch. We have some incredibly cutting edge media facilities here as well.
We do.
How far ahead of everyone else are we as far as our TV, radio?
I'd like to think well ahead of the curve. And again, our graduates are highly in demand by the industry. So again, it's a fabulous option for somebody who wants to work in radio or TV in particular, because the studio that we're sitting in is cutting edge, and the students who are coming through here are just fantastic, and we've got some of the best lecturers.
Much like the 40 students that got to work on the Commonwealth Games this year.
Absolutely.
Which was very exciting for the school, I believe.
It was very exciting indeed.
You must have been very proud.
We were very proud.
That's awesome. So what else would you say to any potential students here today, out there in Brisbane, in Ipswich, in greater region, that are thinking about studying at university but haven't chosen a uni yet? What would you say to them to convince them that this is where they belong?
I think that you should be looking at what that university can offer you. You should be looking at the program. You should be looking at the quality of that program and the quality of the teaching, because that's number one for us here at USQ, a personalised experience, beautiful facilities, and really an opportunity to shine.
Absolutely. That's fantastic stuff. Thank you. Professor Geraldine
Thank you.
McKenzie, Vice-Chancellor, 1 year anniversary. She's going into her second year, and nobody's going to stop her now.
No.
She's on a roll. This is it. This is the last job she's ever going to have. Nobody's coming in for her. She's going to be the Chancellor.
Sounds
This is going to
good.
be great. Thank you so much, Professor. It was fantastic having you
Thank
in
you.
here.
Thank
We're
you.
going to cross back to the USQ Springfield Open Day and see what else is on offer for the final hour of our exhibition. All right, so we are in our final hour of the USQ Springfield Campus Open Day. So far today, we've had some incredible speakers. We've had some inspirational guests. We've had some excellent interviews with the quality faculty that are here at the university. We've had John out in the field. He's been checking out all the stalls. We've had soap, candles, fudge, longboards. Honestly, the stuff that's available out at that marketplace is pretty unreal. And then we've also had our Louis, interviewing people in the atrium about their particular faculties and what's on offer. Still to come tonight, interested in learning how to study online at USQ? Well, we've got just the demonstration for you. B435 is the room you want to be in. 6 p.m. is the time you'll want to be there. They will be showing a demonstration on how to study at USQ online. There's a parent session happening at 6 p.m. as well. This one's for all the parents whose kids might be coming to the school next year. It's to help fill them in on ways to support the students through the university journey. And finally, at 6 p.m, we have Live Forever, Teach, Future Talk on education at 6:30 p.m. in the auditorium. It's going to be a big one, so check it out. Now we're going to go to John. Is that correct? Running to Nick out in the field. Nick, who are we speaking to now?
Hey guys, again, I'm back here in Springfield Markets. I'm here with Clint. Clint, how are you today?
Good, thank you.
Good, awesome. So, again, I'm going to leave a surprise for you guys. What do you sell here, Clint?
I sell locally grown farm fresh produce.
Nice. So if you look behind me right here, look, there's some gorgeous mandarins. Yes, and some blueberries, some strawberries. Now, Clint, where do you get these amazing products from?
Locally as possible. So the mandarins are from Mundubra, the blueberries from Bundaberg, strawberry from Caboolture. So
Nice. And over here we've got some lovely avocados, got some pineapples as well. And whereabouts are they from?
the avocados are from Blackbutt and the pineapples are from Wamuran.
Nice. So how long have you been in the fruit selling and is avocado a fruit or vegetable? I can't think right.
It's a fruit.
It's a fruit. Okay, cool. Fruit selling. How long have you been in it for?
Pretty much, I'm 27, so 27 years really, but probably selling from about 10 years now. So,
So it's a family-run business that you run?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, yep, that's right.
Of course, and this is Clint's. This is yours. So,
This is mine, yep.
So it's like your own little business apart from your family. Then.
That's right, exactly. Yeah. So I've sort of branched out on my own, and I suppose Dad still helps me, but yeah, it's good.
It's lovely. And of course, you come here to Springfield Markets every month?
Every month, yeah. This is my second time here, so.
Oh, your second time? Oh, wow. So you're going to keep coming back?
Yeah, well, yeah, it's good. So it's lovely.
Because I'm just loving the scent here right now because it's just all fresh.
It is, yeah. It's a nice smell, so yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you for coming on here with me. And
Nice,
back
pleasure.
to you in the studio cage.
Thank you.
And that was Nick out in the field. It's looking like it's a big market day. You should definitely check it out. Buy some candles or don't. Buy some popcorn, bring it to me. Or go check out the petting zoo and also buy me popcorn. Coming up next, we've got a student film by Liam Vicari. It's called Paperclip. let's check it out. Let's see what's on this film. Let's see the quality of this film. Let's roll the film. Just roll the film. Film Paperclip by Liam Vicari. And now we're going to cross over to John Laird, who will be with some event stall holders out in the grassy knoll. John, what's going on out there on the grass?
Open Day 2018 and mechatronics. I'd never heard of it before, but it's a thing, and a lecturer in mechatronics here at USQ Springfield is Toby. How are you? Good, good. John, tell me about this mechatronics. What is it?
Well, mechatronics is a combination of two disciplines, mechanical and electrical engineering, and so we use those two disciplines to sort of teach into robots, really, or robotics is a subset of that discipline there. So, yeah, that's the main area of interest with mechatronics.
Isn't robotics the future?
Definitely is the future. Lots of different sort of robotic applications coming up nowadays. There's autonomous driving cars.
Okay.
We got the flying cars and a lot of stuff doing in space with Mars rover and things like that.
We actually saw a self-driving bus here earlier this year.
That's right.
Did you have a look at that?
I haven't had a chance to look at the self-driving bus. I don't think it made it all the way up to Toowoomba, but yeah, so...
Okay. Now, you've got a little thing here. Explain what this robot... It's a robot?
Yep, this is my mobile robot. It's an indoor mobile robot, and basically we're trying to get it to navigate indoor environments. You can see it's just got a Connect Xbox 360 sensor on there. It's a very cheap sensor, well known, used in a lot of gaming. It's basically can sense depth to sort of objects, so that's a good way to sort of avoid those objects and make sure it doesn't run into things.
I'm going to sort of put myself out on a limb here. This would be something like they use on Mars and things like that, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. These type of robots they'll use on Mars to try and collect soil samples and sort of things like that, and they need to sense the environment so that they don't run into a crater and things like that. Yes.
Well, mechatronics, that's going to be part of engineering here at USQ.
Yep.
So how does a student get a start if they're interested in mechatronics?
Well, mechatronics is a combination of three disciplines: mechanical, electrical, and software. So if you're interested in each of those disciplines, or have a, not too sure, maybe mechatronics might be the way for you to go. It's a sort of a systems engineering where we join all these systems and integrate them together. And they're sort of a integration engineer, really, at the heart of things.
So what sort of courses should a young person enroll in?
Well, if they're interested in enrolling in the mechatronics program itself has a variety of electrical courses, mechanical courses, and some software courses as well. So yeah, I suppose if you're interested in problem solving, some of the electrical aspects, a bit of mechanical, and you're not too sure, mechatronics would probably be the degree that you want to go into.
Well, it's one thing to put one of these together, the bits and pieces, the hardware, but you need the software to drive it. So
definitely. So the software is another huge component of it, and software, not in just in mechatronics, in all aspects of engineering, is very important. So having a strong programming foundation, if that's what you like to do as well, is mechatronics helps you with that.
Well, thanks very much for talking about mechatronics, Toby.
That's all right, John.
And thanks for joining us down here at the Oval once again at the USQ Open Day.
Thank you.
Thank you, John. Out on the field for USQ Student Open Day for Springfield campus. I believe we're going to an ad break now, but we'll be back with some music from some very talented musicians and some video from some media students. I'm kidding, they're very talented.
Down here, anything's possible. A first degree, a second career, a way to advance. As the #1 uni for graduate employment in Queensland, the University of Southern Queensland has helped over 100,000 students become more from more places, on their own terms, in their own time, with 24/7 access and over 100 online degrees. Become more from more places with USQ.
All right, and now we're going across to Louis. He's in the atrium. He's got his final interview subject ready to go. Louis, what can you tell us from out there in the atrium?
Okay.
Oh. Okay. Louis is lost. I don't know what happened. He wandered off and ended up in the forest somewhere. He's had to breadcrumb his way back. It's taking a while. So in the meanwhile, we're going to go to Strahlen with Be Mine Tonight, filmed by the very talented media students here at USQ Springfield. Let's check it out.
Oh, yeah. It's the way you talk, the way you move. Everybody stops and stares at you. You're beautiful too. You don't even care what you wear. Kinda look cute with your messy hair. Don't call it cute though. 'cause you're scared of being alone at night. You just want someone to hold you tight, that's right, yeah. And if a dog passes you by, you stop just to say a little hi every time, yeah. And the funny thing you don't realize, every time you walk by, everybody looks, everybody sees. Baby, won't you be mine? You're my ocean to my sand. You're the stars upon my night sky. You're the wind upon my sail. Baby, won't you be mine? I don't want any other girl. We'll do just fine, me and you, nobody else. Be mine tonight, babe. You don't see the same girl I see. You don't need to change, girl, you change me. Let's just stop for a minute and breathe. You're my ocean to my sand. You're the stars upon my night sky. You're the wind upon my sail. Baby, won't you be mine tonight?
Had some seriously impressive footage, I think, and the sound quality was not too shabs either, considering we don't do a sound engineering degree here. So good on you, students. Well done. Now we're going to cross to Louis. We found him. He was making friends with some squirrels, but we've gotten him back on track, and now he is in the atrium chatting with an event stall holder. Louis, how you doing, mate? You feeling good?
And we're back here again with Daryl Sparks. Sorry about that interruption, guys. We strayed a little too far from home base and we lost signal, but we're back. Daryl's here with us, speaking with us again. Daryl, how are you going? How's it been?
Great to be with you again, Louis. Hello, fans of Australian film and television. Good to see you all again.
Yes. You might remember Daryl was with us just before the first interview we did today. It dropped out. Oh, no, it didn't drop out.
I'm sure it was a memorable one and everyone still remembers, though.
Yes, of course. But speaking about fans of media and short film, or film in general, you've been with USQ for 17 years. We're straying a little off my typical subject of what is your deal with the faculty and the facilities and everything. I'm just going to say, during your time at USQ, you've seen a lot of students come through and a lot of short films made.
Made a lot of short films.
We've been seeing a lot of that presentation going up on
the board.
The Jumbotron and on the outside projector. What do you have any favourites that you can remember from your course of 17 years working for USQ?
Yeah, there was one that was made about 3 years ago called Keys, and it was about a piano that this guy buys at a yard sale, and he takes it home and he plays it, and then he goes to bed, but then the piano keeps playing itself over and over and over again, and then the tune keeps haunting this guy, and so he just can't take it anymore, so he takes the piano out to a field and throws petrol all over it and burns the piano. Yeah, it's coming up later on, and burns the piano, and then when he gets back to his house, the piano mysteriously reappears.
Whoa, who saw that coming?
I was so scared. I show that every Halloween now. It's the scariest film ever.
Yes. Well, I would just like to say that it's stuff like that. It's the films that we really get involved with, and this is coming from a personal point of view at this point. I have really had a great time here at USQ so far. The short films that I've made so far and in the current process of creating, I'm having a great time. I really think that it's one of the best ways to be educated and learn and grow, and that's what we're all about here at USQ. Isn't that right, Daryl?
Louis, I've got to ask you, what's your favourite film of all time?
If I didn't say Jaws, would you judge me?
No, I love Jaws. Yeah, Jaws is awesome film, and yeah, man, Spielberg. It's like one of the greatest films ever made.
My favourite director is going to be a toss-up between Spielberg and Kubrick.
Oh, that's a tough one, isn't it? I'd lean towards Kubrick myself, but that's a personal decision. Like, you know, but I can understand why people go Spielberg as well. It's a tough one. Indiana Jones, Jaws, Saving Private Ryan. I mean, he's done some of the best films ever.
I have to say Spielberg because when I was a child, I went to a psychic medium and they told me that I was going to be the next Steven Spielberg. So,
well, I hope you are, because I might need a job after I finish up here, and I'm coming to you.
Yeah, sounds good. I'll definitely give you a job. Yeah.
Assisting. I can be assisting. I'm gonna
You want to be a first AD?
Yeah, first AD. I love first AD. Yeah, it's like
In our current school assessment, didn't you say first AD was the most expendable position?
It's because everyone ends up hating the first AD because they're a bit of an artsy, and they have to go around not bullying people, but slapping them when they're not working. So they've got it's a tough job. So to keep everyone happy and on board, we go, well, maybe we don't need a first AD yet, but we will. In third year, you've got to have a first AD.
Looking forward to it.
Oh, you make a good first AD. I can see it. Kung Fu?
A little bit.
Oh, there you go. You're in. Oh, please.
I'll just beat you up here in the Atrium. Can we just clear the floor?
I'll do those storyboards, I promise.
Yeah. Number one thing I hate doing in an assignment, storyboards. I bet you if you come to USQ, you'll learn about hating storyboards as well, and so many other things. It's been great. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks, Louis. It's been great. Thanks, guys. Over to you.
Back to your cage.
Thank you, Louis. And Professor Daryl Sparks, he's a bloody legend. Definitely go chat to him if you get a chance. He's a very funny man with a very impressive back catalogue of work. He's worked on some pretty impressive stuff. Definitely go chat. He's interesting. Next, we're going to cross to a Media Centre Sports package. So this is all film footage taken by past and present media students at faculty in film. At sports events. It's fantastic stuff. They're very talented kids. Let's see what they can do.
It was a big win for the Ipswich Jets.
And then they also started to make decisions and tell the referees, and that wasn't at a time when the referees were calling on them to make a decision. So there was instant rejection from the players, from the coaches, probably from the rugby league public. The bunker system was not seen as a standout feature.
What's the key for the second half, mate?
Defence. Defence and just little errors. We just got a couple of little errors out.
Down at Brothers Leagues Club with the coaching staff behind the Brothers A-grade side, getting ready for this weekend's grand final match against Goodman.
One of their most experienced players in Trevor Exton. Mate, you've played some big games. How's this one shaping up for you?
Obviously, I'm pretty good.
This is taken by Wes Conlon. And he just
skips away from the ankle tap and he's in.
And he's in.
Beautiful.
Look at the ladder results at the moment with the Intrust Super Cup, and as we were mentioning, this weekend will be a big one for the Ipswich Jets.
2 years to go. That's not a lot of time for athletes, so.
Andrew Antonelli still in the lead. He joins us now live. Andrew Antonelli, good evening.
Hello.
Andrew Antonelli and Mrs. Antonelli and family and supporters, I can see you all there. Has Spencer Housen called the Ipswich election yet? No, not yet.
And now it's time to cross back to Nick. He's in the field. He's in the markets. We'll see what he's come up with next. We've had soap. We've had fudge. What's he going to come out with this time? Longboards? No, we already did longboards. Tiny sparkly unicorn. No, he did tiny sparkly unicorns already. What is it, Nick? What have you found?
Hey guys, I'm here at Springfield Markets yet again, and I'm here with the wonderful Yvonne. Yvonne, how are you today?
I'm fine, thank you. Very good, very good.
Now let's jump into this.
Okay.
Her little store here is adorable. I am in love with it. So Yvonne, what do you sell here?
I sell plaster figurines ready for painting, so it's just to entertain the children and the adults alike.
Awesome. So let's take a little gander at it down here. Look at these guys. It's absolutely beautiful. Stunning. So how do you make these? Look.
What you do is you have plaster of Paris and you have water and you beat it until your arms are falling off, and then you pour it and wait 2 hours for it to set, and then you pray that the sun will come out so that it will dry them. And then I put hooks in the back of all of the pieces so they can be hung on walls, and they're also great for hand-eye coordination, and they're great for entertaining the kids.
Beautiful. So if we look over here, Yvonne has painted this one right here. Look at that. Oh, it's just stunning. Of course, you can buy it and then I guess paint the frame yourself.
Yep.
And this is the before.
That's the before.
And then let's go back to the after. Wow. That's awesome. If we move, oh sorry, bang my head on the thing. Move over here, you can also buy like these like sets.
Yeah, they're packs.
Well.
They're packs and they come with 6 pieces, 4 paints and a brush, and they're really good, and these are some of what you'll get in your packs.
Oh wow, look at that.
Which is this.
Oh, it's little cute little ones. Stunning. Oh, absolutely beautiful.
So they're ideal for Christmas, they're ideal for birthdays, and they're great just to get the kids out of your hair for 2 hours.
Oh, exactly. Actually, I think I made some of these when I was little with my grandma.
Yeah.
Actually, and like,
That's right.
it's so much fun.
Yeah, they are. They're
So
great.
much fun.
And see, they all have the hooks on the back of them, so you can hang them up.
Beautiful.
And that's a great Indian. If you're interested in Indians, we have the male and female.
Oh, that's beautiful. Yvonne, thank you so much.
Thank you. It was lovely.
I'm going to run away now.
Oh, good. Good. Okay.
Good luck
great.
with selling everything.
Thank you.
Bye. And that's my last package here for today, guys. Again, Springfield Markets, they're open, I believe, to 8 o'clock. So come on down. Buy some beautiful stuff. Like, look at this over here. Oh, stunning. Absolutely stunning. Now, Cage, we should come by here later together and we'll buy some stuff. We'll buy some more fudge. We'll buy some plasters. Oh, he'll be fine. Let's have like a painting little, we'll paint stuff together sometime, Cage. Anyway, speaking of you, Cage, let's go back to you in the studio.
Beautiful work. I love your stuff, Nick. You're a good chap. Next, we're going to go to an ad. We love the ads. Keeps the lights on. And then we'll probably check out what Johnny's doing down in the grassy knoll, shall we? Let's take a look.
Down here, anything's possible. A first degree, a second career, a way to advance. As the #1 uni for graduate employment in Queensland, the University of Southern Queensland has helped over 100,000 students become more from more places, on their own terms, in their own time. With 24/7 access and over 100 online degrees. Become more from more places at USQ.
And welcome back. We're joined in the studio now by Dr. Karen Miller, Senior Lecturer of Marketing. Welcome, Dr. Karen.
Thank you.
It's very lovely to have you
me.
here. Have you been enjoying the open day?
It's been absolutely fantastic. Thank you.
What's been your favourite thing so far?
I think the marshmallow challenge, that was pretty spectacular.
Tell me about this challenge.
We had a number of different teams. They all put together a tower, and they had to have a freestanding tower and with a marshmallow on top, and there were 2 teams that were able to be successful, and 1 team in particular had the highest
Were they
tower.
engineers?
No, they were school students.
Oh, look out.
Potential USQ students, I hope.
They want to be, because we've got all the great facilities here at USQ Springfield.
I know, I agree.
In fact, they could come and study digital marketing with you, couldn't they, Dr. Karen?
They certainly could, and a couple of them said they were interested in marketing and branding.
Ooh, isn't that lovely? Tell me about branding. This is a fairly new, not new, but it's a fairly newly well recognised area of business and marketing study, and digital branding specifically, or is it just branding as a whole?
Well, both really, because you've got branding per se is like, so for example, if when we buy a bottle of water, we buy a bottle of Mount Franklin or we buy a bottle of something else, it tends
Evian,
to be exactly
which is
tends to be
naive
branding.
spelled backwards.
Yes. And the same with our milk. We buy milk in terms of branding. So we know at the moment that a lot of people are trying to help the farmers out. So they're trying to buy things like dairy farmers and that kind of branded milk.
And avoid Coles brand.
I didn't want to say that.
And Woolworths brand. I don't have a favourite.
We're being selective. Exactly. So we're trying to look at brands that support farmers. So at the moment in the beef industry, at the moment we often go and buy some beef. And we don't necessarily know where that comes from. So at the moment, there's a lot of branding in terms of how do we brand our beef. And when we talked about digital marketing just before digital branding, it's about how do we do that. So on Facebook, we all have brands on Facebook. Do you have a Facebook page?
Of course I have. I'm a
So we
millennial.
have
Don't
your
even ask that
brand.
question.
Exactly.
I invented Facebook.
So you have a brand on Facebook. So you're already doing digital branding already.
A little bit.
So branding really can happen in any medium. And at the moment, digital medium tends to be the most favoured, particularly by millennials.
It's also a massively growing industry as far as employment in the social media officer area. So like their job is literally to keep up appearances online for that company or for the brand. Would that fall, that's digital branding, isn't it?
Yeah, that's part of that role. In fact, in marketing or right across the board, including digital, there's actually a 2.2% rise. It's continually expected to grow. So it's actually a growing industry regardless of whether it's digital or not. Digital's helping to make it grow much faster.
Sure.
And we're getting a lot of our graduates are being employed very, very quickly. And part of that is mainly in the digital space.
Yeah, so is that it does include the social media management?
Social media management, a lot of SEO, which is search engine optimization.
That's Google AdWords, isn't it? I know
Google
all about
AdWords.
Google AdWords.
And we even, in our course on digital marketing and branding, students can actually get Google certified and they can be HubSpot certified as part of our courses. So we actually work with real-life organisations so that students actually have a leg up when they're going for jobs.
Wow, that's actually really cool. I know a little about SEO, search engine optimization, but it's a very fascinating and confusing area of branding and online awareness. What sort of courses do you provide for? So is it more than just a Bachelor of Marketing? What does the faculty provide? What are the options?
Great question. So if it depends on whether we're talking undergrad or postgrad.
Let's start with undergrad.
Okay, so let's start with undergrad. So in undergrad, if you're interested in the marketing or communication space, you have the option of doing a Bachelor of Business and Commerce, and you can do a major in marketing or you can do a minor in marketing. If you're looking at doing a Bachelor of Communication and Media, you can also do a major in marketing or a minor in marketing. So we find a lot of people that are interested in marketing tend to go for, they can do a double degree in both the Bachelor of Business and Commerce and the Bachelor of Media and Communication, and they can do a major in marketing, a major in PR, and they might do a major in advertising as well. So you actually collect the entire suite.
That's actually pretty cool that you can combine this sort of degree with this sort of degree and come out with like a bespoke kind of...
Totally. And we're finding those are the sorts of people that are more likely to be employed.
The multifaceted, yeah.
Very much so. And the great thing about USQ is they can do it, depending on their preference, they can do it face-to-face, they can do it online, they can do a mixture of both. Because most of our students actually find jobs while they're actually studying here with us.
Absolutely. And you mentioned online. Are your courses very popular online? Is there a lot of distance correspondence happening?
So we have, so in my courses that I teach, we actually have what's called Zoom. So Zoom's sort of like Skype, and we actually have classes online with Zoom where people can actually, we can see each other online, we can meet each other online.
So it's like attending a lecture,
teams. Totally. And if
That's
students
cool.
feel a bit uncomfortable about their face being online with the video, they can actually just turn their video off.
Just a mic.
Yeah, just
That's
mic, and
very
they can
cool.
phone in. There's so many different ways that we can meet each other, and that way, if students don't feel lonely, they feel like they're connected and they can actually meet other students.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Well, look, it does seem like it's a growing area of study, that it's a very employable area of study, which is what you want to look for when it comes to a uni degree, as our Chancellor mentioned earlier. So this is Dr. Karen Miller, Dr. Karen Miller.
Dr. Karen.
I want to use the right title. She worked hard for it. Dr. Karen Miller, Senior Lecturer for Marketing. She takes care of digital branding. She takes care of all those marketing classes. You should come and speak to her. She knows where it's all at. She can get you a job. Isn't that right?
Definitely.
That's for sure. All right, now we're going to cross to our John Laird. He's reporting live from the grassy knoll. We'll see what's going on down with John. Thank you so very much for coming in today, Karen. It's been lovely having you here.
Thank you.
John, what's going on down on the grassy knoll?
The 2018 Springfield Open Day, and we're down in the Oval. And this time we're going to talk biomedical science. And we have Professor Lindsay Brown with us. G'day, Lindsay.
Hello.
Now tell us about this biomedical stuff, but I don't know much about it.
Well, biomedical science is the background to medicine, so it will include things like anatomy and physiology and pharmacology, biochemistry, microbiology. So all things that are needed to understand how the body works, how it responds to drugs in particular.
Is this a course we can do at Springfield, or do we have to go to Toowoomba?
It's based in Toowoomba,
Yep.
but most of the courses are now online.
Okay.
So they can be done anywhere anywhere.
Okay.
We do have some residential schools for the prac classes, and they're in Toowoomba. So the person may have to come up there for a week, a semester.
Okay. So let's look at your little demonstration table here. It looks like more like a cooking class.
It is, and just the idea that foods can be functional foods. So it means they can provide nutrition, but they also can provide or prevent or reverse disease states.
Okay.
So in particular, we've looked at obesity. So we feed rats a diet high in condensed milk and saturated fat, so beef tallow, and they get fat.
Yeah.
But when we can feed them a whole range of different things and reverse that without changing the diet.
Yes.
So we can bring the blood pressure back to normal, the fat pads back to normal, the fatty liver back to normal, all the biochemical changes back to normal. One of the things that does it is this Queen Garnet plum juice.
Yes.
So the Queen Garnet plums were developed at Applethorpe by the Queensland Government, DPI. And so they're owned now by the Queensland Government as plant breeders' rights. So the Queensland Government gets money each year for people that grow them. And we've shown that juice is simply wonderful. So it's that regional exercise of the university in Toowoomba, developed in Stanthorpe, grown in Inglewood. So bringing that all together for health benefits.
And it's a tasty drop too.
It is actually. It's really nice. I thought plums were always awful. And these ones I was very pleasantly surprised.
Well, lots of nice things grow up at Stanthorpe. Yeah, it's a good place for that, isn't it?
It is, but not only Stanthorpe, it's the whole of the Darling Downs and also the Gatton area, so the Lockyer Valley.
Yeah.
So things like chilies we worked on last year, blueberries of course, radish because I like them anyway. Strawberries have the similar sort of compound as this. Beetroot we worked on last year, the year before. So the beetroot is very highly coloured, and the colour does nothing.
Really?
But the sodium nitrate in there, which is really simple compound, and that's very effective at lowering blood pressure.
Okay.
And we've worked on the naringin, the bitter taste of grapefruit, and worked on that, and that's also very effective. So there's this range of things that could go in the diet in many different ways. Not saying that you have to have a diet that is only purple carrots for the rest of your life, but there's a whole range of possibilities that can be added in there and will actually improve health. We'd like to believe that people are more likely to take these because they're food than to take a tablet.
So a person a new student who would like to do biomedical science, what sort of prerequisites do they need?
They need anything to get in the basic into science. So what they need English.
Yes.
They also need maths, and they need one of the sciences.
Okay. Well, that sounds pretty fair.
It is. I mean, it's a fairly broad entry. So it means that once they get in there, we hope that something actually really excites them, and then they can take that further.
Well, that's just another one of the courses that you can enrol in, and that's an online one. It can be done online, and this one's run through the Toowoomba campus. Mostly through Toowoomba.
campus,
And we've been talking to Professor Lindsay Brown. So thanks very much for joining us.
Thank you very much as well.
And we'll be back with some more later on from down here at the Open Day.
Well, it looks like John's having a great old time out there at the Open Day. He's checking out all of the exhibitor stalls. And we also want to give a special thanks to Nick Mollenhauer, who is our live correspondent from Market Day. And that's the market stalls. They'll be open until about 8 p.m, I think. 8 o'clock. And the events for the Open Day, they will be coming to a close at about 7. We've got a little bit of time left here, so I'm going to wrap it up by thanking everyone who participated in today's Open Day, all our vendors, all of our exhibitioners, and particularly all of the media students who volunteered their time today to come in and film this 4-hour-long TV studio piece. It was very well worth it, wasn't it, kids? I can tell you're all very enthusiastic back there. So we're going to cut to another ad, I believe, and then we'll be back with... Oh, well, yes, no, sorry about that. I've just had an update from the... This is exciting. Hang on a second. Let me just... This... All right, yes, God has just told me that actually we're going to be airing a piece... Oh, it's my birthday already, early. We're airing a piece on fursuits and their making. That's costumes for furries, for those of you not down with the lingo. This is Gabby Marshall telling us all about her career in fursuits. It's very exciting stuff.
Well, my name is Gabby, also known as Sky, and I make fursuits for a living, so massive animal mascot-like costumes. I originally found this type of art through a fursuit maker by the name of Beast Cub. I was originally looking for a Hellhound cosplay, and I found her quad suits, which are like costumes that let you walk around on all fours with like stilts on your arms, which looks really, really cool. And down the front, down the bottom of the description, I saw, please note I am not a furry, and from there I just kind of did all my research and found out about all the art and the community. What are the furry? Furries are fans of anthropomorphic characters, and they create personas, which are, like, imagine if you were little and you said to your friend, what would you be if you were an animal? It's literally just that, but we've taken it to extremes. And now we like to dress up as those animals and go make children happy and make people smile and stuff. Sky, when I first found the community, I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. I wonder what my persona would be, in kind of a joking manner, and then sat down for 3 hours and drew it out. So I ended up drawing, I'm like, what do I like wolves. Yeah, I like wolves. Wolves are cool. But do I want to be a husky? Why not both? Wolf dog, hooray. And I always wanted to fly. I was 14 at the time, so don't judge me. I'm not having any thoughts like now. I was like, oh yeah, I want to fly, I'll give her wings. Cool. Now what do I like blue. I like blue things, so I'll make her blue. And eventually I came up with a design. It took a few tries. She's been redesigned about 3-4 times. But the name is actually what's probably most interesting about her, because she's actually inspired by my best friend from primary school. We were pretty much inseparable up until grade 10. When we were little, she would always name all of her characters, like online characters, all of her drawings. If she drew a character, she always called them Sky. And I honestly got really jealous because I thought that name was really, really cool, and I really, really liked it. But she kept using it, and I was like, so when I started creating Sky, I was like, you know what? I can have that name now, and I don't really talk to her anymore. So let's just have that as a homage to our friendship. Yeah. My best way of working, I usually work alone. I sit on the desk and I will usually work from pretty early in the morning to pretty late at night, and I'll usually have food at some point in between, maybe. And I usually have YouTube or movies just running in the background, or podcasts, and I just sit there and I do my job. I currently do work a second job to help pay bills and stuff, because since I've only haven't made hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of suits, I can't charge $3,000 or whatever, and expecting myself to be charging that much is absolutely ridiculous. But I was kind of thinking, if I see myself in a few years' time, I can hopefully have enough experience to up my prices and have it actually be my sole source of income, and literally sit and exist in a fur-filled room for hours and hours and hours a day. Well, I think it's super duper important because other makers aren't getting any younger. You still need to have new blood and new inspirations and new ideas to bring into your artistry, no matter what it is, whether it be furry, whether it be visual art, whether it be sculpture, it doesn't matter. Like, having young people come into the industry and put forward their ideas and their new inspirations from where they come from, it can really advance the industry as a whole.
That was incredible. I'm on a high now, just after watching that. That was fantastic. Fursuits. What an ample topic. All right, this has been an eye-opening evening. It's been incredibly educational. I've learned a lot. I hope you've learned a lot too and enjoyed all that's on offer here at the open day for USQ Springfield. I believe our market stores will be open for another hour, but the festivities for open day are wrapping up. So this is your last chance to go and hassle a representative for some info, grab some free swag bags, a couple of those. They've got heat-sensitive mood pens in them, which is pretty cool. They've got some sweet merch. You should definitely check it out. I want to give a special thank you to, once again, the students that came in on their Friday afternoon and spent their time on this. They're not getting any extra credit for it. I know, I checked. I asked ahead of time. No extra credit, so I guess they just don't have lives. That's fine. Also want to give a special thanks to all our special interview guests. There was Ashley Jones, we had the Chancellor, we had the head of marketing, we've had the head of Phoenix Central. It's been incredible. So I want to thank you all for putting in your best efforts, and to our live correspondents in the field, and to you, our USQ students, potential students, and random passers-by. Thank you and good night.